blame you. That's good to check. Can someone see
It
if
has
the
happened.
stream is working on
Can
YouTube?
I can do that.
Thank you.
He says. Haha.
I suppose I could do it too. I just.
Yeah, I'm on. I'm on it. Nothing's happening yet, but you know.
No,
It's live. We're live.
Okay, good. We're live.
It just says 764 still is all
instead
of 764.
Oh shit! I should change that, huh?
But other than that, we're live. You can kind of see us.
Restream. Should I stop? Do I have to stop the stream to do that?
I don't think it matters even if you don't. It'll be fine for 1 week.
Okay. Well,
It's
then
not
I'm
a
not gonna mess
huge
with
problem.
It.
Nah, it's not a huge
so
problem.
we're just gonna go ahead and start then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, woo! Ugh. What? What? Come on, baby. But I don't know if I am, because I don't know if I can change tabs on Firefox. Oh, maybe I can.
Hello and welcome to episode 765 of the Veteran Gamers podcast. Just to let you know, Eric, that wasn't quite right. Unless Ben heard differently.
No, it was all right. We got through it. You know, it's a
What do you
ghetto
mean it wasn't
version.
right? You're going to have to be more specific.
We're in the hood. It was like really like quiet and like.
Okay,
We could hear the talk.
Look, listeners, here's
I
the
got it.
thing.
It's
Look,
fine.
listeners, look.
But not
here's
the
thing.
music.
Look,
It was weird.
here's the thing. Chinny's gone. Zoom is gone. I'm trying to do the audio recording. I'm trying to do the OBS. I'm trying to host the call on Google Meet. I've got 2 different web browsers and 3 different recording programs going. Hopefully the show sounds okay. If it doesn't...
Well, you sound fine now, so that's
great.
Great, you're great.
Did the sound effects sound okay?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
how's
it?
it?
Hey, Ben, it's Ben. Chinny's right.
Hey, I'm Ben.
Ben's back. How you
You're
doing?
like, whoa.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a question,
Wow.
Ben. Which operating system do you use on your computer? Is it Apple, iOS? Is it Unix? Is it DOS? Get it? Because it's Windows.
Way, ba-dum-bum. Yes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to guess when he presses the sound clips this week, Stu.
I
We're
think
just gonna
we
go,
are.
yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, it was perfect. That sound clip right there. It was
I don't know what to
amazing.
tell you, people. You're lucky.
Yeah,
You're lucky this is happening. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully
Got you, chickens.
on the recorded show, it'll all sound fine. It's
Yeah.
just
Sure,
Just
why
sound like
not?
we
Let's
live
go
back.
with that.
just going on the recorded
Somebody
one.
tell a story
It'll
quick.
be fine. Yeah, I'll tell a story.
Tell us a story.
Yeah, no, that sounded fine as well, so that's great.
Great. Sometimes things sound good. Sometimes they sound shit. Who knows?
Who knows? Yes, I've been away this weekend.
Oh,
We've been
nice.
away, and it was a family get together. So you'd
Uh-huh.
think nice weekend. It was my mum-in-law's 85th birthday, right?
Aw.
So it's like
Big
a
up.
nice weekend. Meal out. Stopped in this really lovely place in Chester. Big massive house. Going to be great. No, it's going to be fucking stressful, is what it's going to be, because old people are stressful. That's what they are.
They can be.
No, they are. It's not that they can be.
Well,
They
it
are
depends on the old person, doesn't it?
Well, I guess, but
Okay.
oh my god, right.
So tell us
here's
why
what
your
happened.
old people were stressful.
Here's what happened, right?
All right.
We've done this before,
Yes.
and last time it was also very stressful, right? So we should have learned our lesson. But last time, what happened was we got stuck in traffic on the way to the place,
Yes.
and Kay's mum was pacing up and down looking at her watch when we arrived, right?
Okay.
She was like, "Where have you been?" And it's like, we were stuck in traffic. It's just like, well, you're late. All right, we got shouted at for being late that time, right? So this time we were like, we're not going to be late. We're going to say, I finished work early on Friday. We're going to get
Yes.
set off. It'll be all
Yes.
good. She's not going to be angry because we're late. It's all fine.
Right.
And then a lorry overturned on the M6 motorway, literally
Oh,
on the junction where we live, like between that junction and the next one, right?
no. Jeez.
And it emptied beer cans and beer bottles over the whole motorway, right? This thing was, you've never seen anything. It looked like the local tip. There was just
Yeah.
bottles and cans literally everywhere, right? And we
That
were like,
TikTok meme. You will flip that truck if you want to. And someone
Yeah.
said it, and it actually flipped. All the beer went everywhere.
yeah, well, this was like that. Someone had actually managed to film it on the dash cam and they uploaded it to TikTok of it happening. And it was unbelievable. This lorry just literally tipped over. Anyway, that happened half an hour before we were due to set off, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The motorway was closed from 2 o'clock through till 4:45 that night, right? It was closed for nearly 4 hours clearing this shit up.
Yeah.
Luckily, we could still get there all right, but we had to do a massive diversion
Yeah.
from our house that added 40 minutes to our journey.
Oof.
So it added nearly 40 or 50 minutes to the journey. We finally got there, right? We had to stop at the supermarket because we, for some reason, got burdened with buying the food for that night, right? So we did all that stuff, right?
Yes.
Finally got to the place.
As you turn up, she's there.
She was she was kind of all right when we turned up. She was like, But because then other people late, Millie was obviously late. They were in a different car setting off later. They were also late, obviously. Then Kay's sister got into yet another traffic jam due to an accident from where she was coming down south. So by this time, we had to wait to put the food in, right? Kay's dad's got this weird thing, something to do with a reflux. I don't know. But he has to eat early, right? Then she's fretting about that. And all I got was stick, right? I'm cooking the food because obviously I'm the chef here and everyone's like expecting me to do all the cooking. And I had to cook the food, right? And she was like, where is it? Why is it taking so long?
Yeah, what's
And
the
literally
problem? Hurry up, I'm hungry.
I know.
Come
I was just like, oh my God. And then, right, so I had to cook the food, right? Rushing it all out because of Kay's dad. Chips hadn't been in the oven for long enough, so they were still a bit soggy.
Is that what people sounded like?
Actually,
I think you did. That's exactly how I sounded.
Exactly. So the chips were cooked, but they weren't really crispy, but they were hot, right? Kay's dad started complaining that the chips were soggy.
Oh,
And I'm like,
jeez.
are you for real, right? So that all happened.
Yeah.
They
happened.
criticize, dude, as you're like a chef or something, when
Oh.
they're criticizing your food, you're like, listen here, love.
Oh, honestly, right? And it were like, for fuck's sake, right? You wanted it quicker because you were whinging it was taking too long. Then I gave
Do you
you
want it
quicker.
crispy or do you want it
And now
now?
you're whinging. Exactly. Do you want it cooked or not, right? Then
Yeah,
the following
really.
morning, right? She decided they
Fuckers.
wanted bacon butties for breakfast, right?
Oh,
Everyone
jeez.
wanted bacon sandwiches for 7, right? We had one oven with a tiny grill, and I'm trying to cook enough bacon for 7 people,
You're lucky you're getting anything, people.
right? I came down at, 9 o'clock, 10 to
Yes.
9 in the morning. I have to have my pills. When I get up, I have to have my pills. That's part of the
Yes.
routine, right? And I, have
I
a
would
couple of
imagine
bits-
all these people need pills. You got old folks.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
got pills,
yeah,
they got
yeah.
pills. Let's have
young
pills for
folk, old
breakfast.
folk, we all have pills. So I had my pills, right? And you could see her looking at me because I hadn't started cooking the bacon straight away. Right?
fucking food yet?
I know, right? And I was like, oh my God. So I started doing the bacon.
open.
In the meantime, Kay came down and they were sat there going, why is this taking so long? Right?
Oh my days. The thing is,
Jesus.
they got places to be. They got
Oh,
places
yeah, really,
to be.
come on.
Come on.
The Grim
We
Reaper
have
could
to
show up
go
at any moment.
birthday.
Hurry,
Hey,
hurry.
it's
Every
birthday,
Matlock
Stu.
could be
Chop,
our list.
chop.
We had nowhere to be, right? It would have been nice to have a leisurely breakfast. The breakfast was
Nope.
out by 10 in the morning, but they were like, we're wasting the day. Wasting
Yeah,
what?
come
What are you-"
on.
Right.
Hurry it up.
She can walk maybe 10 yards unaided. Right? Where the fuck are you going?
Well, she's
Like,
hungry.
you're
She's hungry.
wasting
She
your-
wants food.
Oh my God. It was
Oh
so
my
stressful.
God.
I was glad to be home this afternoon.
When was the
honestly.
last time you did it then? Is it like every time it's a
Oh
birthday you
no,
do it?
it was luckily it was the last time was a wedding anniversary, which was about 5 years
There you
ago.
go. You've done your 5 years now.
Oh,
There you
Well,
go.
You're good for
And
another
then-
5 years.
and then he said, "Ooh, we could do this again, but it's me 90th." And I was like, "Please,
Hell
don't.
no, we're not doing this again with your cranky old ass.
Please don't do it to us." Oh, honestly, it's the most stressful week. And Kay was just stressed. She was just like, "I want to go home."
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
sorry it was
Well, at least-
Oh my God. So yeah,
Ben,
there was
yeah.
other stuff as well. That was the end of it,
Oh,
but that was the
you
main
did well,
shit that went
Stu.
down.
That's,
Yeah.
you know, when you said I do, as my brother, and when my brother got married, I was like, listen, you married the chick, but you marry the chicklets, whoever it is. So you got all you deal with all the rest of the family,
Dude,
and you
Oh,
got
yeah.
to do all that. So just know, when you married Kate, you knew that was the deal.
when we got married,
know.
my cousin went up to the Duchess and said, "Welcome to our stupid family."
Oh, there you go.
Brilliant.
That's how it
But,
works.
but when I married Kay's mum wasn't 85 and really cranky.
Well, guess
Yeah.
what?
Just
You-
remember,
it-
Stu,
I know.
when you're
Yeah.
85.
Better or worse?
Yeah.
Richness and
when you're-
importance.
You know,
Age.
if I act like that when I'm 85, kill me now. I'm telling you.
You say that, but you know, you never know.
You'll still be doing the veteran gamers, and you'll be proper veterans
exactly.
there.
I will,
And I'll
yeah.
be listening,
Yeah,
and I'll be
yeah.
like, I'll hear you complain. Can you believe it? Millie's husband didn't get the bacon done till 7 o'clock. Can't believe it. Right, I've been playing Cyberpunk
That'll be
9000.
Stu. It's like I have my
I'll be there
Steam
going,
Deck with
"Justice."
me. Ah,
Oh,
where's the
no.
bacon?
Oh, that sounds good.
When I was
Oh
your
my
age,
God,
I made bacon.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it was
Ben,
stressful.
anything to report from your week?
Oh,
Feels like
I
it's
tell
only
you what I
been a
did
week
on
since we've seen
Friday.
you, Ben.
Yeah, I did something really unique that I've never
Ooh.
done.
Oh,
I went on a canal boat.
Ooh,
okay.
I drove at a whole. Do you know what a canal boat is, Eric? I don't know if you've got
Nope.
them in America.
a barge, canal boat. Was it a barge
Yeah,
or a?
yes, it's like a
proper
long
barge.
boat that we
Okay.
used
Yeah.
to have back in the day. For it was just spraying coal, wasn't it?
Yeah, they used to get originally, Ben, and I don't know whether you're aware of this. I'm assuming you may be, but they got towed along by horses.
Ah, no,
And
I
hence why it's called a tow path, because obviously the horses used to get tied up to the end of the boat and they used to tow them along on the tow path.
very nice. So my friend organised it, and we were all meant to be eating scream teas. It's like a very British thing, that, like.
That would be French.
But everyone I've ever seen on a canal boat are Americans who come over and go, "Isn't this the most British? Isn't this the most British thing you've ever
We're
done?"
eating tea and
And I'm
crumpets.
there.
What the fuck are y'all doing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm there, like, just to let you know, as Brits never go on a canal boat.
Well,
I
you
actually
did,
finally
so
did it.
apparently
yeah, I
it is.
finally did it.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It's like a long limousine with
Yeah.
a narrow bit of water,
Sure.
and all the girls were loving it. Oh, let's have a little, Pimm's cream tea. This old fella was a complete sexist pig. So basically, it was like, "You women, you just sit in the kitchen, and you two
God.
men are going to learn how to drive this thing, and we're not going to
Oh,
show anybody else."
Christ.
So me and my friend Ryan were just on there for it was like 3 hours one way, 3 hours back, and we could not have a break. So you're
Oh.
there, and left is right, right
Jesus.
is left, and then you think, "Oh, okay." It's dead
Man, if
easy
that was
when
me,
you
I'd be like,
break.
I don't know how to do anything. Oh,
So
stupid
wait a
man,
minute, just a
ah."
minute. Can I just clarify this? So did you hire the boat, or was it like other members of the public on this boat? How did
It was all friends, but the guy who
Ah.
meant to show everybody, he just came down. I knew we were in trouble because there was only two blokes, and he went, "Right, you women, let me show you where the kitchen is." I went,
Jesus.
"Oh no, that means I'm gonna have to learn to drive." I'm
Yeah,
like, I
really,
don't want to.
fuck
I was
this.
like, I said to one of my friends, Evie, I was like, "Look, I don't mind swapping roles. I've got long hair. I could be a woman for a day if you want to drive a blinking
I
boat."
don't know where to
But,
go. Ooh.
Yeah, but so we give it a go, and it was going really well. But then all of a sudden, there was 3 other canal boats who
Uh-oh.
obviously were hired out as well.
Uh-oh.
So it was just
So you were all completely inexperienced canal
totally. But they coming
drivers.
towards
Crash
us,
into each other?
inexperienced.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and like they're so delicate. And then he's like, "Just to let you know, if you hit it above 5 miles an hour, it will basically break." I'm like,
Oh,
"Oh,"
no.
and
Well,
then
you better
while I
take
was
the controls, dude.
And you're like, where are the brakes? There's no brakes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I was
Oh.
Googling, right? Because I was like, I'm a bit stressed how expensive are these canal boats. They're all so expensive.
Oh, yeah, a
They're
lot
They're
of
like as
money.
much as my bleaked house.
Jesus.
I was like,
Yeah.
right, I cannot write this off.
See, if I
What
had
was
a
that?
boat like that, I wouldn't be handing it over to some random stranger just because they hired it. You hired
Oh.
me to conduct it as well.
You
Well,
see,
we-
secretly, that bloke was laughing at you squirming. That's what he was doing.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
beauty. So I was going perfectly straight. You got it straight. I was like, I could have played Sea of Thieves. I used to love Sea of Thieves.
Yeah,
I was
there
like,
you
it's
go.
just like that. And as soon as there's like massive turns, and then there's U bends, and then there's other boats coming, and then
Yeah.
you have to. And as well, because the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you two men, you've got to learn how to crank the blinking thing. You know, to put the water higher and lower."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He's
So
like-
the locks.
So
the
I'm
locks.
like, well, there's 6 women and 2 blokes, so surely the women can help. No, you blokes only. I'm like, oh, and I'm not exactly
Wow.
built like a unit here. I'm just like, so
That's
it was
crazy.
an enjoyable time, but I would definitely,
It would have been
definitely-
more enjoyable if the guy hadn't been a jerk who kept
Yeah,
four
But it was,
sixths
you know what?
of the
It was a
group
fun
from
adventure to do it.
participating.
I've done it now. I never need to do it. But I
Sure.
can appreciate the Britishness.
Do you know?
There you
My
go.
dad actually owns a canal cruiser, so he owns an actual canal boat. Which
So next
it's
time
not
you
a-
hire Stu's dad.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's not a narrow boat. It's more like a cruiser. It's hard to describe. It's like a 2-deck boat more than a thing. But anyway, prior to this, he used to own another one years ago, right? And he had it moored not far from us. And one day he went and it was on the bottom of the canal. So there was just a cabin sticking up out of the water, right? So it's like,
Whoopsie.
oh shit, this isn't good. So we managed to get somebody who lived, like nearby with one of these cranes for getting them out of the water to lift it up out of the canal and everything and drain it and what have you. And then his idea was, right, he took it to the local pub where I used to live. He put it on the car park there. He's like, can I park my boat on your car park because it's got a leak, right? Got it there. And guess what he did to try and find out where the leak was on his
Poured
boat?
beer in it.
Got a hose pipe and just sprayed it all in to see where it was dripping from.
Correct. That's exactly. He filled it up with water
Yeah.
to see if it could work. Well guessed, though, Ben. Well guessed.
Nice.
That is my dad's mentality. Let's fill it up with water and see if we can find a leak.
You know
And
what?
guess
Apple
what?
don't fall far from the
It
tree.
did
I got a
leak.
problem
It
with
did
this
leak.
piece
It
of
did
case.
leak
Let me get my
anyway.
hacksaw out and
Yeah.
It didn't,
birds of a feather,
it
man.
didn't leak anyway, so it just sat there full of water for ages until he pumped
There
it
you
all
go.
out again.
There you go.
It's just brilliant. £20,000 boat full of water sat on the car park of a pub. I tell you, you couldn't write it.
Yeah.
What about you, Duke? Have you had a good week?
It was
Oh.
okay. We had it was like back to school. Not the students are coming in on Tuesday, so the school year is about to happen. This is kind of like the roller coaster, just click, 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 and that first day will be the first drop. But in the meantime, you know, they do the same thing every year. They have all these meetings and all these discussions about like, here's what you should focus on during the year, and we're coming together as a staff, and blah 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 blah. And then halfway through the week, they're like, all right, here's 2 hours for you to work in your classroom, and we got a million things to do. So it's like, finally we get some time to work on our stuff for the classroom, but it'll be fine. I'm looking forward to the new school year. It's just
Is it a new curriculum?
no,
Or is
I've
it
got classes I've taught before, so that's good. But they did have open house where they invite parents and families to come into the school. And the thing about that is they do it in the evening. And usually we do it after a couple of weeks of the new school year have happened. But this year they did it before school even started. So like there were fewer people who came by. And the good news is that, you know, it's a 12-hour day for me because I'm not going to go to school. And then there's like a couple of hours between the end of the workday and the beginning of the open house night. So I could go home, but then 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. Like that's, you know, I've got an hour at home. That's stupid.
Get that.
So I just stay in the town where I teach. And so it's a 12-hour day, whatever, not too bad. Normally I have to teach for a full day and then have back to school night in the evening. And then the next day I'm just wiped out. But sometimes it's a half day afterwards. So that wasn't as bad this time because I hadn't taught or, you know, first part of the day. So whatever, it is what it is. And I'm looking forward to the new school year, but it's been a heck of a week. And yeah, tomorrow's Labor Day. So I don't have to, it doesn't start tomorrow. It starts Tuesday. So yeah, it's been a good weekend. I had brunch with a friend I hadn't seen in a while. So that was good.
Oh, good. You
Oh,
know, this
that's good.
year, listening to your summer holidays, you met a lot of friends you've not met in the
I
past.
did. It's
you know.
been
This
very
year's
good
been
for
very-
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best thing about summer is having time to rest and do what I want and getting to see people I hadn't seen in a while. Next summer, it'll be my turn to go travel like down to Florida and see my brother and mom and stuff. But whatever. This summer, I didn't have to travel too much. So yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. We ready for some
Excellent.
games?
Well, can
Oh,
I just stop you
hang
there for
on.
a second?
Stu's got something
Because
else.
I want to do what you've been watching. to begin
Oh,
with this
snap.
week.
I don't think I have
Yeah.
that sound. I have what you've been reading.
Yeah.
Should I play that?
Well,
We'll pretend like it was
yeah, what you've been watching.
Yes, go ahead. What you
Because
been watching,
I have,
Stu?
because after, oh God, how many years is it? Probably, I don't know. I don't even know when it started anymore. 10 years, I guess. 9 years. It's a long time.
Uh-huh.
After a long, long time, I have finally finished a teleseries that I started. Well, I'm thinking it's at least 9 years ago, and I've
Did you
finally
fix it?
finished it. No. So that
Breaking
television
Bad?
series.
Oh, Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have
Yes.
finally finished that shit. Kay and I finished
Chinny's
it
like listening,
this
going, "No,
week.
yeah, I want to
Yeah.
be there to talk about it."
I know, yeah. So we finally finished it. And I was reasonably satisfied, shall I say. I wasn't blown away.
I'm gonna be Chinny. You just didn't understand, Stu. You just didn't understand. It's the best thing ever.
He said
But
that
I
it was
did like
it
it.
was it
I did
all
like it.
came together.
Satisfying.
You'll get what you
Yeah.
want.
You're
I think that's what he
satisfied.
said.
It was pretty good. Have you seen this, Ben? Have you seen Better Call Saul?
I'm not gonna lie, Stu. I was exactly like you. I got so far in, and then I tapped out and just disappeared. So when everyone was like, "Oh yeah, no, you should finish it. You really should finish." I was like,
Yeah.
he's actually talking to me as well at the same time. But what would you recommend, Stu? Is it worth pushing through? Because I got
Whereabouts? How far were you?
I got
Were you
to
up
the bit where they
final
built
season?
I got to the bit where the German man had built an underground.
The
something.
Super Lab. So that
Yeah,
is
the Super Lab.
series 5, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think?
and
So
then
you
I
are nearly
bailed.
there.
And then I bailed. I was just like, dude, this is just—it's getting good, but like, is the juice worth squeezing?
Did you see what happened to the German architect? Have you got
I did
that far?
indeed, and I thought that was wicked.
Well, it's
but-
not wicked. It was
Oh, no.
horrible.
Oh yeah, it was horrible, but like it was very Breaking Bad, like very
Yeah, it
Breaking
was.
Bad. And I was like, okay, this is getting good. And then I think like you, season 6 hadn't came out, and I thought I'll get around to it, and then I just never touched
It
it.
didn't come out for a while because of COVID either. I think COVID
Yeah, that must be
delayed it. I think COVID delayed it. We went away on holiday somewhere, and I said to Kate, it came out, and the first 6 episodes came out, whatever. I'm like, come on, let's watch it. And we started watching it, and she promptly fell asleep. And she was just like, when she woke up, I'm like, I guess you didn't want to watch that then. And she went, I can't remember what happened. Can't remember. So what we did, right, we went on YouTube, and there's a YouTube recap by this dude who speaks at 90 miles an hour. For season 5. Yeah, it was like 10 minutes, and he recapped the whole of season 5 in 10 minutes.
Goodness.
And it was pretty good, and it got us up. It reminded me of stuff I'd forgotten as well. So I was like, oh, that's pretty good. And that's how we sort of kicked off watching it, and we powered through. To be fair, we were watching 2 and 3 episodes every day. Like when we got home from work, we were just putting it on and powering through it. Would I recommend you do it? I feel like you should. I'm going to be honest. Because you're in the kind of a similar position to what I was in.
Yeah, I was.
You know, where you're almost at the finish line, and it's a slog in places because it's 13 episodes, so it's a long season. But there is some payoff at the end. And at the end, right, there's one of the funniest bits I've seen in the whole of Better Call Saul in one of the final episodes. It's just so brilliantly done and brilliantly shot, and I think that's what makes me say you should watch it, because there's still those really cool moments.
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I always remember though, I don't know if you remember last time I came, I had like Suits where it was just going on and on and on, and I got to the bit where they got married, and I thought, you know what, I got my ending, and then I just
Good
left.
place to stop.
But
Well,
I don't feel like I had a good place to stop. I just thought, oh, this is very Breaking Bad, and then
Fair enough.
you see, that's a bit like my mate, right? He watched Breaking Bad right up until about episode 5 or something of the last series. And at that point, you know, everything was kind of going all right for Walt. You know, it was just before everything went completely belly up. And they stopped watching it at that point because he said, I want to think in my universe, Walt is fine, you know.
No, Walt should not be fine. Walt deserves to be punished by the universe, man.
He said, I want to think.
The House of Cards needs to fall down. That's why the British House of Cards is better than the American House of Cards.
But while we're on teleseries, I started watching a new.
We will talk about video games soon, people. Don't worry. Just
shut up. And I have no idea why I have never watched this before, because I'll be honest with you, it's one of the best first seasons of a TV show I can safely say I have ever watched.
30 Rock?
Almost.
Wow, strong.
Almost.
What is it?
And that is Slow Horses. Have either of you seen this?
No idea what that
Nope.
is.
Oh my God. It is brilliant. The first series of this is nothing short of just some of the best telly I've ever seen.
Really?
I cannot believe how good it is. It's got Gary Oldman in playing a cranky Cockney who's in charge of these misfits at MI5. And I'm not kidding you. It's just brilliant. The way it's structured, the stuff that happens, it's just so well done. If you've never seen Slow Horses, it's on Apple TV. It's honestly one of the best teleseries ever. I would get it's got 3 seasons already, and the 4th one's out in September. I would wait, get a 3 months subscription to Apple TV, watch it, and then unsubscribe if you don't.
That's
if
what
you
my
don't bother
friend said
doing
about
anything.
Severance. Is like the 2nd season's coming out next year, so wait and then watch the first one, and then you can watch the 2nd one.
Yeah, Severance is really good as well, so
That's what I hear.
that's definitely worth it for Apple TV.
Okay.
But honestly, Slow Horses, it's just brilliant. So yeah, can't recommend it enough. Right, anyway, video games.
Right.
As Ben is yet again the guest, I think Ben should kick us off tonight.
I think we probably should. Go ahead, Ben. Hit us with some funny stuff.
Oh, so I've been playing Batman Arkham City. That's the game I've been playing.
All right.
I played Arkham. I've played them all before. I absolutely love them. And for some reason, Arkham City, I just remember the story being absolutely incredible. Not as linear. Like Arkham Asylum was super linear. Arkham City is a bit more open world. But I just really fancied a good bad Joker. Like, you know, there's so many different side characters in the Batman universe that they did right. So normally I just go whack out the main story, do that. But I was doing all the side. I've been doing all the side quests, like Calendar Man's in it. There's all these little niche ones that I forgot about.
Yeah.
And I've been absolutely loving it. And
which one's Arkham City? So what's
the second one? It's the second one. So it's Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and then it's Arkham Knight.
So which is the one that's set at Christmas? Is this the one set at Christmas?
Yes, it is Arkham City.
Yeah. So it starts off. He's in there's someone in a cafe in there at the beginning, or a diner.
Yeah, and
no.
The diner one is the Arkham Knight. That's the Scarecrow one. But Arkham City is in winter, like Christmassy period, and basically Batman has to go into prison. That's how it's all built. But then someone decides to like self-destruct, drop a bomb on the Arkham City. That's like the start of it, and you have to try and figure out who's doing it, what's doing it, and they've got some amazing side. You know, like Penguin. There's different characters. Like people have different different styles to like what a Penguin should be, what Joker should be. That's whoever did Arkham City. It just feels right. Those 3 games, the art style, the way the characters are, I totally believe. Like that is what Penguin would be like. That is what Joker would be like. Yeah. So yeah, I really have been jamming with that. And have you guys ever played Arkham City?
Yeah, I finished this. I remember because I remember there was a bit not controversy, but the Catwoman, that was like extra for if you bought the special edition or something.
Yeah. On Arkham, I think now they must have put it on PC. On Epic Games, you can play as the Catwoman. So yeah.
But you couldn't when it initially came out. You had to buy the special edition or the like super deluxe version to get that included with the game. I think it was, or it was part of one of the early season passes or something like that. But
yeah,
it wasn't part of the game unless you did something. I can't remember exactly what, but it was extra.
I feel like Arkham Asylum is super like tight, it's secure, it's like super single player. Arkham City, because they've opened it up to the world, it is a bit more. You get distracted, like you hear phones ringing, and you got to save somebody. Someone's about to die, and it's a different style, but it was a good style. I like that. Whereas Arkham Knight, even when I completed that, I hated the Batmobile. It was the worst part of that game.
It was notoriously hard to control at times.
Yeah, I hated it.
I didn't mind it too much, but yeah.
Sometimes less is more, but like I can see how they got to that stage of it because like Arkham City, it has got that like gliding, maybe much like Spider-Man, but not quite Spider-Man. Like you fire R1 and
you're not really relying on the Batmobile for much in Arkham City. I don't remember.
But for some reason, Batman is like my favorite superhero. I think it's just because
he's not super. He's just an ordinary guy.
Yeah, he's just got tons of money.
But I remember this because it had like nearly everybody in it because there was like Mr. Freeze, there was like Poison Ivy.
Yeah, super. Like that's what I'm saying. had some super niche ones that I completely forgot about, like Calendar Man. I was like, dude, I totally didn't realize that he was even in this game. And
Yeah.
when they made because what happened to it's Rocksteady in it who made them.
Yeah.
It's just been so sad. Like you can already see though that the company are getting like whispers in the air by the top dogs. It's like Arkham Asylum was super clean. Now it's like add a bit of skins in. Do you want Batman skins? You can get these different ones. And then Arkham Knight was like, right, how can we? But they must have had like a 3-part story, and then the fourth one they're like, right, what do we do now? And then all the execs are like, come on,
Come up with something.
Was it Suicide Squad they made?
I think it
don't know.
was. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because I remember when that came out, for if they're making it Rockstar, I'll have a look, Rocksteady even. And then when I clicked it, I was like, this is not what the fans want at all. But yeah, it's a really if you've never played the Arkham series, those 3, they are totally worth it. And the storyline, the joke, as you guys have played the ending, the ending of that is just jaw dropping for me. If you remember it, I don't know if you do.
I don't know whether I do. I remember having the fight with Mr. Freeze.
I'm going to slightly spoil it. I'm going to spoil it.
Well, it's an old game.
Ahead.
We don't care. Go on, I'll
Spoil
Joker.
it up. Wait, where's the thing? Oh, yeah, here we go.
Joker dies, like full blown dies. He's dead. Like there is no doubt about it. No like gimmies or anything.
I don't know.
I remember
he looks like he dies a lot, and then he comes back.
No. He dead.
His head is cut off his body, and his lungs are sent to different states.
But saying that, Eric, Duke, sorry, every time they always say, like, is he back? Is he not? Arkham Knight, when it finally got there, I don't know if you remember, you get sprayed and then you start seeing the Joker. So he's not dead. Now he's in your mind.
He lives in the mind of every psychopath.
Hallucinations, man.
Yeah. When he died, I remember I was on PlayStation 3. My jaw was like on the floor. I'm playing it again because I know he actually does die. You could totally see, like, they are hinting he is dying, but you know they're never going to kill him off. They're never going to.
He's too valuable a character. He's the best villain ever.
Yeah. When they do.
Yeah.
So how did he kill him? I can't remember. I mean, I'll definitely finish this, but I can't remember how he died.
So he has some toxin poison in the Arkham Asylum, if you remember. He became one of the worst boss battles ever because it was just so pathetic in Arkham Asylum. But then Arkham City, he's trying to find a cure, so he starts stealing people and trying to see, but there is literally no cure that is available. So he literally does just eventually die. It's like, wow, it's unbelievable. But the way you get there is just perfect. It's a perfect storyline if you like that type of stuff. But I always liked as well, Keith Ledger's.
Oh, Heath Ledger's the best Joker ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
unbelievable. Like, what a character the Joker is. Like, he's just. Did you watch the original? Go back onto movie time. Did you watch Joker, the movie?
Yeah.
I wasn't crazy about that one. I don't.
I wasn't crazy.
We don't need an origin story for the Joker.
No.
Like, I mean, I love Joaquin Phoenix, and he did a good job. But it's a movie that didn't need to exist. So
it was a bit boring. I found it a bit boring.
Yeah.
There's a lot of style over substance, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just like to see Joker be an absolute, like, how did he pull that off? And you just go, what's the Joker, isn't it? You go, oh,
he's
yeah. He's
larger than life. And to make him into an ordinary person, too, is just like, I don't know. It takes away some of the mystique of the Joker, I think. So.
Yeah, but no, I strongly recommend that whole series if you've never played it. What about you two?
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
Stu, what you got?
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I've got, right? Because this place we went to had a games room this weekend. And it had an original Xbox 360 in it.
Oh, dude.
Right? With a few games, I'm like, what can I play? So I went to play on it, right? And I pressed the eject button on the 360 and it didn't work. So the draw didn't come out. So I was like,
geez.
And what was stuck in it was
sorry.
Was FIFA 15. That's what was stuck in the drawer, right?
FIFA.
So most of the kids who go there are probably quite happy with playing FIFA. So FIFA started up, and I'm like, well, I can have a kick about on FIFA. I'm crap at this, but I have no idea what the controls are, right? Millie's boyfriend Adam was there, who plays FIFA a lot. So all I kept doing was like, oh, which button is it to shoot, and which button is it to pass, and which button is it to tackle, and what do I do when I take a corner, right? And that's literally, and he must have got proper pissed off with me. Just literally like, and how do I do this? And what do I do with this? And when do I shoot? B button. When do I do that? When you're in the box, right? Okay, I know a football. I can cross. I'm in the box. And I thought, let's play a derby game. So I played Liverpool versus Everton. Right.
Ooh, classic.
Yeah, well, I thought, let's go for a classic. And the game recognised it, right? And it was like, local derby game here today. It's one of those grudge matches between these two teams and all this stuff, right? I'm like, that's pretty good. But in nearly every cutscene, the players had no feet, right? I don't know why this was.
Oh, no.
But there was no feet on any of the players. There's like the boots had been cut off at the ankle. Weird. It was just weird, right?
Yeah, you have to pay for the DLC.
Maybe I do. Maybe it needs updated. I don't know. But
you wanted to play FIFA. I thought you said FIFA.
Is 10 years old, I guess. But that aside, it was still pretty good. You know what? This game holds up pretty well for a 10-year-old game. This would be does it hold up? Does it hold up? And
you have to, if you're going to do that, you got to play every FIFA game ever.
No, I am never playing anymore.
You know what? FIFA 1 I was a hardcore FIFA boy back in the day.
Yeah.
Like FIFA 12 onwards, I absolutely... You know what? FIFA 15 was actually a solid FIFA. It was a good FIFA.
Is that a good year? It's like a wine enthusiast. Ah, what a vintage FIFA 15.
Yeah. It is literally like that because they do such like tiny tweaks to it. But like FIFA 12 for me was one of my favorite FIFAs because I had unlimited time and they made the cross system really OP. Okay. So you there used to be a footballer called Peter Crouch who was like 8 foot something.
Yeah, Crouchy.
And you used to get Stoke, whip that ball in, that man get his head on it. Oh, OP. Yeah. But then every year, like you say, it is like a fine wine. It was slowly, and that I'm like you though, Stu. I've not played them for years, so every so often when I do play, and like. I'm trying to be hit with the kids. So when I meet some youngsters, I'm like, oh, we're still playing FIFA? Yeah, give us a game then. I'm like, oh, yeah, I used to be good back in the day. And I used to get spanked. I get spanked now. It's insane.
Hammered.
Yeah.
But what's kind of funny, actually, Peter Crouch did a really funny tweet the other way. I know it's X now, whatever.
Yeah.
Did a really funny tweet the other week, and he put, hey, kids, follow your dreams. Look at this kid. And he put up a little video of himself when he was about 14 playing football, right? And he just looks like the most ridiculous football player ever. And he's like, if I can do it, you can do it.
It can happen for anybody.
Look at this kid.
Your question is, did you win?
Did have balls, right? I got beaten 3-0 the first game. Then it was 2-0 the second game, right? But they also had a pool table at his place. So in between, we started playing pool. Yeah. And then Adam was playing FIFA and then pausing it when he took a shot at pool and then playing FIFA again. That's what he was doing.
2 games at once.
No, he was just playing the AI. But he was just like, he was
Yeah.
just playing me at pool and playing FIFA. He was fully multitasking, playing at the same time. So I played that, and I'll talk quickly about the other thing we played. So the only other thing that was installed on this console was the Peggle demo.
Oh, snap.
I remember that bad boy.
So it wasn't even the full game. It was just Bjorn's level, you know, like with the 5 levels that Bjorn gives you.
Yeah.
And I played that as well, and it was kind of cool playing Peggle again, you know, after all these years. You know, to get Ode to Joy, you know, it was. I sat there and they had full on in this little garage. It was like a double garage converted into a games room.
Yeah.
And it had full on surround sound set up, but like a really old system that had like Yamaha speakers at the front, then some other speakers at the rear, and then some massive amplifier that was about the size of a suitcase. You know what I mean? It was just fucking enormous, like set up with HDMI pass through. Mm-hmm. It was had switches and shit on it I've never seen in my life. It was that old, this amplifier. Yeah. But it sounded great, right? So I'm playing this game, and Kay was in there playing because he had a ping pong table as well. You could make the pool table. So she was playing some ping pong, and I was playing Peggle, and it was that loud. She's like, can you just turn that down? It's like,
no, the whole world needs to hear my Peggle jam.
To be fair, that is a bop. Like in the club, if you just whack that on, like there might be like 4 people in the club, like, "Oh baby, I remember this bad boy."
Here we go, Peggleton.
Oh, to joy. But yeah, it was just great. It was just like really cool. So we just did. I just played that until the end of that, and I was like, I got some good shots in as well. I'm like, I love this game. I'd forgotten just how good this game is. And that slowdown before you hit the last orange peg.
Oh yeah.
Oh, when you get a near miss, it's just great. The design of this was amazing. Then they did all that fucking pay to play shit. Well, yeah. And it just all went to shit, didn't it? You know what I mean?
This was just, it, baby. Get that cash.
Yeah. This was a perfect like Xbox arcade game. Just like didn't cost a lot of money. Nope. Loads and loads of replay value. Yeah. Loads and loads. It's the only video game my wife has ever played.
Wow.
That's what this is. So it just goes to show you. Yeah, my wife, who isn't a gamer at all, loved this game.
Just put that in the box.
Yeah, yeah.
Like whoever comes back, Kay likes this game.
My wife, she loved a bit of Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, she played it too, and then she got the DLC and she played all that, and she got all the achievements on it.
Damn,
I mean, she was a Peggle baby. She was a Peggle master.
Yeah.
She was a Peggle master. Sure. So there you go.
There you go.
So that's what I played on the weekend away. You know what I mean? I played some other stuff, but I'll let you go, Duke, and I'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, let me go. So there's this game that you've never heard of. It's called Once Human.
Oh, yeah. Vaguely heard about it.
It's good. It's a new season. And so I've, it's a new wipe. There's several things that they've done differently. There's these little boxes. God damn, these boxes piss me off. They're like, I don't remember. They're called Morphic crates, I guess. Like they're little boxes that jump up and run at you. You think they're crates for, like getting loot and whatnot, but nope, they're monsters. And like they're different at. Sorry, hang on a second. I got a Let's Play with somebody talking over it. So, yeah. Sorry, I got to put in no commentary. Yeah. So anyway, these crates are just pissing me off. That's the beta play. Whatever. I'll just put it up. Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. As long as some footage on, we're fine.
There's some footage. Yeah. They haven't added any really new content, so I'm doing the stuff that I hadn't done first season, I guess you call it, whatever. But I'm the type of person who just loves to start it up and let's start over. So I'm going through and making all the weapons again. And apparently to beat these little box fuckers, you got to get a certain kind of weapon. And then there's like a perk you have to activate. So I finally figured out how to do that. And so next time I meet one of those boxes, because I thought you had to throw a Molotov cocktail at it. And I'm like, all right, how do I make Molotov cocktails? You got to get a synthesis bench. In order to make a synthesis bench, you need refined parts. Okay, that doesn't show up until the third area on the map, blah, 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 blah. But apparently that's not it. You got to get a certain kind of weapon depending on what kind of Morphic crate you're facing. And it's funny because you go searching for information about it and you'll find forum posts where people are like, how the fuck do you kill these boxes? And people are like, there's YouTube videos, idiot, go watch those. And it's like, you motherfucker. Other people are going to come after this forum post and try to get the information that way. And you're just telling them, do your research. It's like, you always had the opportunity to help people and you're not doing it.
So anyway, help people? What's the fun in helping people?
I know,
what's
right?
the matter with you?
So there's two different kinds of little box dudes that could be attacking you, and you had to figure out which one you're dealing with. In the meantime, they'll wipe you out with 2 hits, and it's like, God damn, in order to figure out how to kill it, I gotta fucking get killed by it first in order to tell what. So
let me just get this straight. So they've started a new season of the game.
Yes.
And the only thing they've changed, as far as I can gather, is to make it harder.
There are different difficulty levels, but they've added in some new types of monsters. That's basically what they've done, and
make it harder.
The little box dude is one of them. Yeah, it's a little more complicated. It's not even really harder. It's just because apparently once you figure out how to do it, it's not that hard. But I didn't know how to do it, so it was harder for me.
So it doesn't do a very good job of letting you know how to kill them, then.
Well. No, it doesn't.
You see, that's not good game design, is it? That's not
You
good game
know,
design because you shouldn't have to go and look at a YouTube video.
Yeah, but aren't
figure
you
out how to
somebody in
kill an
love with
enemy.
Elden Ring? Elden Ring doesn't tell you how to kill these
Yeah, but
motherfuckers.
yeah, no, whoa, no, that's
Yeah,
totally
yeah,
different.
yeah.
'Cause there's visual cues. There's all sorts of stuff in Elden Ring that let you know how to kill it. But with
Apparently,
Elden
there's
Ring,
visual cues in this too, but nobody notices them. So it's just
It's
like
just
they're not
so
very good
niche.
visual clues. But I tell you, I don't care about all that, to be honest, because for the most part, look, that one of them will show up every half hour or so. So it's
Does it
really
help?
not a game changer. You see one, mostly I see it and I'm like, oh shit, and I run. So that's all it is for me. I just run away.
Does it help
But
making you use
what
different
the
weapons?
fuck is this? Get off of here. Stupid political ads. YouTube has lost its fucking mind, man. Every 5 seconds they're putting ads on
Balls.
now. Anyway,
Can you
sorry.
actually hear me?
Yes, we hear
Or
you.
not? I can't hear anyone now.
Oh boy, here
it's
we go again.
completely
Turn
gone
off
off.
Discord.
Holy cow.
Ben, what did you say?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. How is it like with different weapons?
Oh,
Do you
bollocks.
usually stick to one weapon, but now
I
Just
tend to
carry on,
stick-
guys.
yes,
I'm
we're
assuming you
carrying
can
on,
actually
Stu,
hear me
don't
because
worry.
I can see the little thing on
We
the
are
top.
carrying
But
Yes.
maybe you can. Not entirely sure.
Pipe down, Stu.
you. I know you can't hear us, but shut up.
You can't hear us. Yeah, I like to have a sniper rifle because it's fun to. So there are like these, little villages. There's towns that you go
Yeah.
to, and there's lots of monsters in the town. So I like to find a place overlooking the town and then get my sniper rifle and just take a bunch of them out. That's fun.
What'd you
And
say
then
the-
I'll go
the
in with an
gun-
assault
do you rate
rifle
the
and just
gunplay?
take them.
Yeah. Do you rate the gunplay? Like the guns, do they feel meaty or?
It feels
what would
alright.
you
It feels
say?
a lot like the Division. Like if you play
Yeah,
the Division, that's
I love the Division.
yeah. The gunplay's kind of like that. Like it's not too up close and personal, but it is satisfying, and the headshots are good. They do. Yeah, the targeting feels solid. And you can do over the shoulder gunplay, or you can zoom in for down the sights. Stu, you back? You good?
Nope.
I guess not.
He's invisible.
Yeah. So, and it's funny because so they've got half the time I spend in this game is building houses. I made a house that was like a ranch home with, solid corners. And then I was like, no, I don't want that. I want a tower. So I tore it all down and then I built a tower, and now I got this tower and I'm very happy with it. And so anyway, but there's like cosmetic purchases you can get to get new building materials, and I'm just like on principle like, no, I will not pay for that, which is stupid because that's what I love most in the game is building a little house for myself. So
Nah, you're a
I
veteran
should go ahead
gamer.
and-
You
Yeah.
don't believe in
I'm a cheapskate is what I
cosmetics.
am.
Yeah.
So
Oh, that's good, man. Well, I hope
loving
this
it.
new
It's-
season
yeah.
works out for you.
It's a lot of people are complaining. They're like, "Why isn't there any new content?" But what they did was they did make new servers that had like higher difficulty levels. So they were all on a kind of a basic easy level last season, and now there's some that are normal and there's some that are hard. And apparently, a lot of people are like, "I want to get into the hard server, but they're all full." Wah wah wah. So all the communication from the developers is like, "We're working on making more hard servers. Thank you for your patience." Bye.
Are you gonna give it a go? See how hard
no,
it is.
I'm not bothered with any of that. I don't care about it.
Some people love the grind. Of the
Yeah, I
difficulty.
don't mind the grind. I don't want to. I don't like a hard challenge. I realize that Sudoku. I want an easy Sudoku. So
Yeah.
same with this game. I just want something that's I know what I'm doing. I know how to do it, and it's the fun. It's that 5-second loop of like find a monster,
Yeah.
shoot it, that kind of thing.
That was very much like the Division, like
Yeah.
leveling
Yeah.
up and different stuff. Like
Mhm,
you got a gold drop, you got a big. I used to just come and farm certain circles.
Oh,
and I'm
totally.
like, why am I doing this? Is it just for this gold,
Oh,
this
yeah.
special number? I'm like, yeah, it is basically. But
Totally.
Just to let you know, I can't hear you again. If you can hear me,
You
that's
can
fine.
or cannot.
No, I can.
Oh,
I can.
okay,
Oh,
good.
bugger off! Of course, I can hear you. See what you did there.
I guess I wasn't trying to
but-
be a jerk, but yes, okay, good.
Yeah, I can totally hear you. Weirdly, again, I don't know what caused
Discord.
that because
Quit out of Discord.
I've got it turned off. I've got it turned off. Discord.
Okay,
at the moment, so it's not
don't-
on.
Anyway.
Just cut off, and then I couldn't. Unlike Zoom, where I can just switch it back and forth, and then it fixes it. It didn't do that with Google. I had to go
Yeah,
into the
Google
sound
was
settings.
weird. I had to quit out of the Google Meet and then start I had to quit OBS, start Google Meet. It said, okay, I have access to your camera, and then I could start OBS. When I started OBS first, it was like, something else is using your camera. Wah! So Google
Yeah.
Meet's not great. Sorry, people. We had to do this because Chinny took
Yeah.
a Zoom and left, so whatever.
Few technical difficulties, but that's fine. I'm back, so that's all good.
You're back. I'm done talking about Once Human. It's fun. I'm having a good time with it. Yeah, not much to say.
Okay, Ben. What
Ben,
else
back
have
to
Okay,
you got?
baby.
so it's like Dukes every time he has to mention it. I have to mention League of Legends. Been still playing
Oh.
League. I'm sorry,
Oh.
but I'll mention it really quick, right?
That's okay.
So,
No,
a load
take
of my
your time,
friends.
baby.
I haven't played for about 3 months, like League for some reason. Like I've like one game, but like that's it. I've been so busy with life, and all of my friends have been trying to like work out a time where we can all make like a few hours just to have a good game.
Yeah.
You see, this is a trouble with anything like that. We're up to the first boss fight in Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
And we've been at the first boss fight for the last 6 months, and trying to get everybody together to do the first boss fight has been a boss fight, not sight. I don't know why I said sight. Boss fight has been a nightmare because we're desperate to get it done.
The main boss is getting people together, but I can't talk because I've been the one busy as well. So it's not one of them. But we finally got a few games in because League of Legends is having the World Finals. This is like the professional players. I know this is so nerdy. I am aware.
That's
I am
okay.
on the Veteran Gamers.
We're on a video
We
game
are
podcast.
nerds.
Like, there's
Yeah,
no levels
come
of
on.
nerdiness.
We're all nerds.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in fact,
so,
my
you
girl. So they have these.
You're
My
in a
girlfriend.
safe space. You're in a safe
My girlfriend
Oh,
in
it's not so bad.
Manchester. She came down and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was sat there trying to get these tickets, and I was like, I was like, "You don't." She's like, "Are you trying to get like rave tickets or rock tickets?" I was like, "Okay,
This is
time to
better
tell you,
than
I'm
a
an
rave
absolute nerd." I was like, "Because I went Glastonbury."
Well, wait a minute, wait. So your girlfriend doesn't know you're a nerd?
Well,
at this
she
point?
does.
She doesn't know the
but-
extent of his nerdiness.
Yeah. Like this was like.
How
like I
long
said,
have you been going out together,
like 4 or 5
Dara?
months, but I just said to her before I said it, I said, just, because she knows I went Glastonbury, and I just said, these tickets are going to be harder than Glastonbury. She's like, what tickets? What are you saying? Oasis? Something? No, League of Legends World Finals.
There is an Oasis on the map.
Yeah, she did the classic. Wait, so you're going to go and pay like hundreds of pounds to watch some guys play computer games?
Yes.
And I was like, yes, I am. I am going.
Is this actually going to it, not just
Yeah,
like watching it on a stream or
No,
something?
go. So it's at the O2 Arena. And I know
Right.
Veteran Gamers got massive, powerful reach. So if you're hearing this, I tried to get tickets. They sold out like that. Nobody got in. I had over 60 of my friends, Glastonbury, like who go get tickets. I had them all try and help me. I had everybody. Not a single person got through.
Is it harder
all
than
the
Taylor
bots.
Swift tickets?
Bro, because Taylor's got so many shows, right?
Yeah,
like,
okay. This
you
is
can
just
get a
one.
few.
Yeah.
This is just one event,
Okay,
right?
okay.
And look, I'm not here to be horrible or anything. But
So
like,
you're saying League of
the
Legends
bots-
is more better than Taylor Swift? You said
I
it.
am
That's
saying
you.
that. Like I'm saying Oasis is easy to get. Oasis easy peasy.
Yeah,
like those league tickets, right? Are
I don't
gold.
think, I'll be honest, I don't think a lot of people would agree with you regarding Oasis because that's been a fucking debacle.
I would agree, but all I would say is look at the resale tickets of League of Legends. They are going in their thousands, right?
People have been
Jesus
selling
Christ.
Oasis tickets for $6,000 a ticket.
Bro, do you know what's mad, right? So I said to my brother, because we're like 60 quid, 70 quid. I says, look, let's just try and do it. If it's 150, I've never paid for League of Legends skins. I don't believe in it. Let's do it with all of our mates. Let's do it. Bro, those resale tickets are like over £1,000 each.
It's mental.
And do you know what's
It's
so
ridiculous.
mad? Actually, I'm thinking about paying it because
No,
I'm paying
no,
League of Legends.
no,
I know,
nothing-
that's the
nothing is
problem.
worth
I can't
that.
believe
It
it.
is
I know,
not.
I know.
You deserve
I'm like,
better,
guys.
Ben. Don't do it.
But do you know what? I was looking into it because, like, yo, how are these so expensive? And because I saw some for 800, I thought they'll go down. Somebody paid it, so I'm like, okay, what is going on here?
It's only going
Turns
up.
out there's because League of Legends is like huge in Korea and China and all that.
Mm,
There are multi-millionaire Chinese people that
Wow.
will go and just buy it all out every year,
oh.
and they all just come with their friends with their
Gotta
flyover.
be some way to make it more fair when they do the sales, man.
Dude,
Focus.
I totally agree, but they're not bothered.
No, I'm
they
sure
just
they're not.
Make the ching.
Yeah.
So I am like, it's just so difficult to get these damn tickets. So we've been playing with like 5 of us, but
So if you can't go to the show, you'll at least sit and play it. Ah, all right, I guess we
I'll
can
play
play,
it, but-
even though we can't go to see the
do
championship.
you know what, man? It's just so like
Just have a party at your house and watch the stream.
I do that every year, but normally it's in Korea and it's in these
Oh.
other countries. Dude,
All right.
and this is how sad it is, right? Because when I was like 13, where I was playing League of Legends, I wanted to go to this league finals things
Mm.
every year
Yeah.
since all my friends, my family, my wives, their people's wives.
How
My
many
harem,
wives have you
my
got?
girlfriends, my
used to-
concubines.
You were more
Right?
people
I'd be like,
Mormon, and we just didn't know.
Yeah. So they used to come around and be like, "Oh, this is so nerdy," but all 6 do it. And then all of a sudden, like last few years, all their wives would go, "So when's this League of Legends final?" So they're all getting into it.
Well, there you
And
go.
So this year
Once
we're
there's a
trying to
reality
get
component, yeah.
Oh man.
So what do you
No.
main there, Ben? What's your go-to character?
I am a Nunu player.
Okay.
So I don't know if you know who he is. He is. This is how sad. It's so crazy.
Not sad,
right?
man. Go for it.
He has a cute ability that munches, and it literally sounds like, oh, right.
Nice.
I hear that on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Like in my head, I hear. I
Oh
think
my
about that
God.
noise because
Hell
it's
yeah.
so. And he's got this W right where he rolls a snowball, and I literally said to my brother, "You know, when like you do finally die, and you have those. Apparently, you have like a 7 minutes of like a flashback.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm gonna have a Nunu moment where I see him punching, and I'm gonna see like all
Most of
these
your
beautiful
life flashing
things,
before your eyes is gonna be League of
like,
Legends
yeah,
stuff.
it's gonna be this blinking League of Legends character pushing a snowball. It's
It's
gonna happen.
League of Legends.
Like,
Oh my god.
because I play like a few characters, but that character I worked out I've spent over like every game. I'd say 85% of my games I've spent playing that character. I just
See,
love
that's
him.
funny because when I was in my Dota phase or my Dota era, I guess the kids say now,
Yeah.
I was all about the Drow Ranger, and like that was my character. I knew how
Yeah.
to be. I could take anyone on with that.
Yeah,
And one
I
time I
swear.
played it, someone else picked Drow Ranger. I'm like, I don't know what character to
Oh.
pick. I'm useless with everybody
I
else.
totally agree. It's like it's amazing because like there's hundreds of ones, but when they pick it, I'm like,
Yeah.
who's the most like a Nunu? And I play it, and I play it bad, but I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah, I don't know any of these
Oh.
abilities. I don't know because
He's
it's,
so
it's
mad.
iterative. It's all about like learning the character, and eventually, and you're probably at this level, but I never got here with either League or Dota. But it's like you got to know how to counter the other team's heroes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, whatever. That's what I like the Drow Ranger before they nerfed her. It was like I can freeze you in place, and then just my friends will come and pummel the shit out of you, and it was
That's
perfect.
basically what Nunu is. Nunu is
Okay.
like a stun champion, where you
There you
stun,
go.
stun, stun, and then I'm
There
just
you
waiting
go.
for everybody else to do damage.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? It's like, and you know what? He's so bad that like he's never been picked in league, like professional. I've never
okay.
seen it, but like
Huh.
I just says to my mates,
I said, I don't
says,
know how
"You
to play him
bad
like you do.
Yeah. Do you know what it is
Yeah.
though? I just know if I buy these league final tickets, I have a funny feeling
Someone's
they're
gonna
pick
show up with Nunu.
and I am
And
gonna be there.
You'll be with
like-
this shirt, the Nunu shirt. Like, I love you,
The new champion.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nunu Willem. It's
It's
so
a new
sad,
world.
but
It is a new world.
League
But
of
no,
Legends,
right,
man, what a game.
Ben, right. I'm gonna be straight with you now.
Hit
I'm
me.
gonna be serious. If you pay £1,000 for a ticket to go to this event,
I know.
I'm gonna excommunicate you. I'm just
I-
telling you.
I know.
Just
I
telling you,
know.
man.
What-
That is
what we're
mental.
currently working
What
on.
you should
and
do
this
is spend
the plan.
$1,000 on an OLED Steam Deck when your other Steam Deck's perfectly fine.
That's it. So what we're currently working on, one of my friends, he works for like music stars, like
Ooh.
he goes and interviews them. But every year, League of Legends have a song. So whoever that person is, say it's like a Green Day or something, he's able to go and interview them. He gets to like all the events. So
Nice.
he needs a camera guy. I'm a
There
camera
you
guy. He needs a mic guy. My brother's a mic guy.
Yeah.
He needs a makeup guy. My friend's
He
Ruben.
gets there, he's like, I can't see the competition. The windows here are so dirty. You're like, ah!
Yeah, what if you
It's
need
Ben's
a window
time to
cleaner?
shine.
Yeah,
dude,
this is
it's that sad, right? That I was like, I think I said to one of my friends who goes to Glastonbury, I was like, how could I get into the O2? She's like, you could just work there and leave the
There
stand,
you
and just
go.
like never go again. And do you know what? I said to him, I was like, ain't a bad idea.
Just come in with your kit, and they're not. No
What?
one's gonna stop you. You're like,
Yeah,
get
no,
out of
no,
the way. I got
yeah.
work
I
to
just
do.
said we could work as a popcorn stand. Like,
Hell
we all
yeah.
just work as popcorn people selling it. And then as soon as it starts, we just ditch the popcorn.
Yeah,
and, like,
fuck all y'all.
What
Woo,
if,
party.
and look, I'm just going to put this out there, what if you get your squeegee, right, and just go around and clean all the camera lenses?
That's it. They do say if you walk in with a high-vis vest with a ladder, you can get to most places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
That's the standard.
Just do it. They won't,
I'm not
they
gonna
won't
stop
have to
that.
see you. Yeah, they won't have to
No.
see a pass or anything. It'll be fine. No one will care.
That
Yeah.
or
So, I-
There
one
won't
of-
even,
like
there won't
a
even be any
leaf blower.
security
You get
or
one of them
anything.
leaf blowers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people
So
aren't
this
gonna
is
get
just
in
a
your way.
please to the veteran gamers community. If anyone knows a way I could get in, besides becoming professional, 'cause I ain't got enough time yet.
Yeah, don't
But,
be telling us about that shit.
Yeah, let me know, please. Let me know.
Yeah.
I would very much like tickets.
Right.
And
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so the
game.
game itself, like you're enjoying
The
it.
game,
you
the
had
game,
fun.
it's quality. Yeah, I'm having
Yes.
fun still with all my friends,
Okay.
but yeah, not quite professional yet.
Right.
Not quite there
Next year.
yet. Not quite there yet.
Yeah. Someday.
Yeah, I mean, coming back to me, I have been playing some more Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima. I am in. I am
Yeah.
in this game now.
Good
You
man.
know, have you played this, Ben? Have you played through
Yes,
this?
I played. This is the PlayStation 5, isn't it? It came out on.
Well, no, it came out on the 4, to be fair,
it?
because I'm playing on PlayStation 4 Pro. So, yeah, they
Oh,
come out on
maybe
PS4.
my friend Barrage, he got the PlayStation 5, and he's like, "Look at the graphics." Look
They
at
did upgrade it. They did
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
like, I think they did a PS5 patch for it, you know, to make it look
Yeah.
better
I
and
played about
amazing.
3 or 4 hours of it, and I absolutely loved the combat and the style. It's very slick.
It is very slick.
I
It's
forgot
very,
about the
it's
wind
very
thing until
pretty.
last week. Yeah, last week
Yeah.
when you told me about the wind direction, I was like, "Oh yeah, I do remember that."
Yeah,
Oh,
it's very, very pretty. I'm actually really enjoying this. The side missions are great. Like I said last week, it's great because there's loads of parts to them, so there's a load of depth to the game. It is, and it's getting better. You know, as I'm playing through the game, the amount of skills that it gives you, and sometimes you play games, right? And I've done this in the past where you get a certain skill set and you get to a certain point and you're like. And you just spam that, and it's fine, and you don't have to do anything else, and you don't have to use anything else that's available, and you
Now
just
you're
like,
talking my language.
I just do this every time because it
Yes.
works, and I'm fine with it. But I think what this game does, it's kind of cool that it keeps feeding you new things, but they're all useful. Do you know what I mean? They never feel like they're superfluous or they're just there for the sake of being there, or it's just something else just for you to unlock.
Yeah.
Every sort of skill you add to your arsenal or every new thing you add actually has some sort of function that's beneficial within the game. And that's not a very common thing, in my opinion. I think a lot of the time, like I say, it just feels like something just.
I feel like
Fill up.
right.
Yeah,
there's
fill up.
a balancing act because they want to give that depth and complexity to people who want it, but you don't want to scare off people like me who are like, just show me where to point the pointy thing to kill everything. So it sounds like they found a good balance here.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, this game does well, though. It drip feeds it. So it's not like some games, it's like they throw everything at you every 10 minutes. You get something new or whatever.
Yeah.
This game, it kind of just slowly introduces all this new stuff into the game, and you're still gaining stuff like 4 or 5 hours in, you suddenly get a new weapon or whatever.
Yeah.
Or a new skill, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's interesting. And they build it all into the story as well, which is cool. So it's not just like, oh, here's a new thing. It's kind of built into the narrative as you're going along. So it feels kind of that it's correct. I don't know how else to put it.
No,
but
I
what
agree.
mean?
You know, sometimes you go into places, you go, "Where are you?" Like, what country? And you can't tell because they haven't done the location as well. But that place really does feel like. And you know what is? I found the map. You know, when you go to the different sections, it's very much, you know, if you're on the north side, the south side, and like it is a beautiful. The art style. They must have spent years like getting that correct. It feels right. I've never been to Japan, but it feels like what old-timey Japan has always been.
Tainted
Feels
Brain, let us know how much
Yeah.
fidelity is there here to actual Japan. You're the only one who can help us with this.
Facts.
Yeah. Tainted, let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still loving it, and I'm in. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I said last week. Quite often, I do have a predisposition to sort of drop in a game after I've played it for a bit because I'm just like, I'm bored now. What else can I play? You know what I mean? I've played this now. What else can I play? And I think it's kind of cool because, I mean, these guys, up until this game, they hadn't done a ton of stuff because it was mainly Infamous, wasn't it? Was the game that they made prior to this.
Those are good games.
You loved the Infamous game, didn't you, dude?
Games. Yeah.
I love them.
And I want to play this.
So
it's just
good.
I'm a cheapskate, so it's on my wish list.
Which one did you
Once
like
it gets
more?
to like $20. I think
Did
2
you like,
was my favorite Infamous.
Yeah, I agree. Were you always dark or good?
Oh, it's always good. I'm always good, man. I can't blow up
fair.
Megaton. I can't hurt puppies.
I love the dark side. He proper like, you know, Fable. He probably turned to Fable, that guy. And like, I loved it how everyone used to like boo and run away. But then Infamous was a brilliant game. The grinding on that was brilliant.
Yeah, riding on those electrical wires and stuff.
You played Second Son on the PlayStation 4.
I
Because the
did
one where you could go
because
through the vents.
I only have
Pop
I
out.
only had a 3, so I never got the chance
Which
to play second.
was a short one. There was one that was really short, wasn't there? Which was that
there was like one
second?
in between them, I think. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think it was
Yeah.
DLP type.
Yeah, I remember
Reds.
playing that and finishing it, and that was pretty good. And you
Yeah.
played as a woman in it, didn't you? If I remember right, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
think.
I can't remember.
But that was
it
pretty
might have been
good.
DLC or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or like an expansion. I don't know. I just remember playing a shorter version of Infamous at some point and finishing that, and it
We
was
could do
really
that.
good.
If they still do that on the PC, like
Yeah,
upgraded
totally.
all fancy dancy,
I'm
I'd
surprised
actually buy that
I-
again.
Infamous hasn't been on the PC at all.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it has. I don't think it ever released. But Ghost of Tsushima is Duke. So if you ever want to play
Yeah,
that
I know
game,
it's on my Steam wish list. You know.
it's on there, and apparently it's
Yeah.
optimized really well, and it runs really
Oh, I'm
smoothly,
sure
and
it's
it
great.
looks pretty. It does look pretty. But yeah, like I was a bit like negative Nancy about it when I first started playing it. I wasn't too sure the story, and I think the reason I had issues with the story is that we've just watched Shogun. Have you seen
Okay.
this?
No.
And it's absolutely brilliant, right? And I'm just like, wow, this is fucking Game of Thrones in Japan. I mean, that's what this TV show is. This, like, it's got all that political shit going on. It's got all the brutality.
Yeah.
Not so much of the sex, to be fair. There's not as
Oh,
much sex in
man.
Japan.
Forget it. I'm not.
There
There
watching
is
it.
some.
Boo.
Don't,
Not enough sex.
More
I'm
titties
out.
and
There is-
ass.
there is some sex, so it's not altogether
Ooh,
missing.
you're reeling me back in now.
But it's
go
not.
on.
It's not. It's a lot more
How much incest is
Timid.
there, Stu? That's the question.
timid sex. No, there's no incest. that I can
fuck
remember.
off.
It's a lot more timid, shall we say, on the sex front. But the brutality, it's probably on a par with.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
you're
with that,
talking.
and you've got to read subtitles. There's no British dubbing at all. There's no
Good.
English dubbing. It's all complete subtitled, and it's
Yeah.
just brilliant. And I think that's what I was expecting. I was kind of expecting like Shogun the video game, and I've kind of got some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some of that, but not.
Got to temper
not
those expectations, though.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
not
not to the
politics.
same
Game
depth.
is game.
It's not the
and
same
movie is
depth.
movie. Or show is show.
It is. Oh, show is show. Yeah, I get. You are right. You are right.
Yeah.
But totally recommend it. Still, it's an amazing game.
Yes.
Amazing.
So we hear.
So, Duke, back over to you, Dookie Duke.
I'm almost. I should have finished the making of Karateka because I got through a lot of this, and yeah, it's just I'm so impressed by this. It's really kind of weird that, and there's actually a little video about how to say the name of the game, because. So Jordan Mechner, who made Prince of Persia, for those who don't know, before he made Prince of Persia, he made a game called Karateka or Karateka, and there's this cool game that's got like videos and prototypes of his previous games and all this other stuff. I want to skip ahead to the actual Karateka stuff because it was the game that my brother and I played over and over and over and over. It was one of the first video games to have music ever. And it had a cinematic quality to it that a lot of games at the time didn't have. The idea of having cutscenes and a text crawl at the beginning of the game. Like, this game really kind of pioneered all of that. They talk a lot about the making of the music and how he had to, his father was a kind of composer. So he composed the music and then he had to kind of figure out how to get the Apple II to make the sounds because it would only do like beeps. And so he had to like tune the beeps with frequencies and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. I don't remember this, but apparently when you finally get to the end, there's the princess is, being held captive. If you come at her after you beat the final boss, you can approach her in the fighting stance, or you can be upright, which is how you have to be when you're running. And so if you come at her in the fighting stance, she'll kick you and kill you in one hit. And I don't remember that, but apparently that was a thing. And it's pretty funny because she's completely helpless for most of the game, but that she'll do that at the end. And of course, this is before you had save game files, so that meant you had to start the whole thing over again. And I can just see people getting to that and being like, "No, I gotta start the whole thing over again."
Did you ever play? I've kept looking at this game when you were talking about it last week, and I was like, I feel like I recognize this game. It looks very similar to something else I've played as a kid. And in the 80s, there was an arcade cabinet called Kung Fu Master.
Yes, Kung Fu Master, Karate Champ, and Yai R Kung Fu. Those were the three Kung Fu karate games back in the day.
And it looked so much like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we didn't have a lot of options for technology back in the day, and people didn't have a lot of ways to, the nice thing about karate is you have kick, you have punch, and then there's high, medium, and low, right? So that was perfect for a very rudimentary input system. Yeah. And apparently, like, he did this he pioneered the art of rotoscoping for video games. So when he was making this game, he had his dad put on his mother's karate uniform and run in the woods so that he could get footage of people running. And then he had his mom's karate instructor doing punches and kicks. And then he traced them into, like, the computer. And so he was doing, it's really cool because before this game, nobody had ever done that. And so after that, it really it lifted the bar for game development, and people had to step their game up, so to speak. So it's really cool. There's interviews with him and his dad and his sister, all the people who helped him develop the game. And I love it. I'm so glad I got this. It's so interesting. And
you said to your brother.
What's that?
You told your brother about it.
I have told my brother, but he's really bad about communicating. So like I told him last week, I'm like, I got this thing, the making of Karateka, and he never got back to me. I'm just like, come on, dude, call me back. What the fuck? But at the end of it, it's like he was planning. Broderbund, who published this game, really wanted a sequel. They were like, make a sequel, because they were making money hand over fist. He made millions off of this. And so Broderbund was like, make a sequel. He's like, I don't know. I want to try something different. And they were like, please just do a sequel. So he started sketching out ideas. And it's funny because the ideas became Prince of Persia. And so it had to do with like stepping on plates that would trigger spikes and all the things that showed up in the first Prince of Persia game back in the day. And it's so cool to see the line from Karateka to Prince of Persia because he wanted to keep expanding and having different ideas. And it's just so interesting. And these are the games that I played obsessively back in the day.
Yeah.
If they made one of these about Doom, I'd be like, I never played Doom. I don't really care.
So did this guy make the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time?
No,
then? Did he
no.
Make
He made the first Prince of Persia game, and I don't know what he did after that. He probably made some other games, but I don't. So far as I know, he wasn't really involved in the remakes.
Because that was a good game.
It was a great game, no doubt.
It was a really good game.
Yeah, but he was basically a 2D developer, and the first Prince of Persia game. Oh my god, that blew me away. And Karateka was also. So yeah, apparently, speaking quickly about the making of, there's this video where he talks about, when the game came out, people got it before the internet. Nobody knew how to say it, and so everybody just took their best guess. And obviously, the word karate, you just put a ka on the end, and it's karate-ka. So most people just said Karateka. Apparently, in Japanese, the word is pronounced karate, and then you put the ka on the end, so it's karateka. And so that's how a lot of people were saying it in the documentary. But then Jordan Mechner comes in and goes, well, actually in Japanese, there is no stress on any of the syllables. So it would just be karateka. And it would just be, so anyway, he says at the end, there's no right way to say it. Say it however you want. It's all good.
Yeah, it doesn't. As long as you know what it means, who cares?
Exactly.
It's like people, one of the girls at work's not great at spelling, right? And she always asks me how to spell stuff, and I just like, as long as you know what it says, what difference does it make?
As long as people know what you mean, that's really the key thing there. Yeah, and it's like, okay, yes, if you were to talk about the official, the actual Japanese pronunciation, because a karateka is a person who studies karate. It is a word in Japanese, but the idea that you need to pronounce it a certain way because that's the way it's said in Japanese, you know what? Language changes when it moves from place to place. So if you were to say like déjà vu or like, oh, you're really good at something, that's your fort because it should be pronounced fort. Who cares? Say forte, it's fine.
Yeah, everybody knows. As long as people know what you mean, it doesn't matter.
As long as people know what you mean, exactly.
It doesn't
so
matter.
I love this, and I'm hoping that they'll do this for other games as well. I would love to see one for Prince of Persia. I would love to see one for Wolfenstein 3D. I just think it's a really cool way to learn a lot about how
keep
games
the history
were made
as well.
Yeah,
totally. If anyone who wants to know, it's there now.
And do it before the developers, while they're still around to talk about.
I agree.
Thing. And they have interviews with the guy who made Mortal Kombat and other developers who are influenced by this game, and it's just cool to see that lineage and the legacy. So big thumbs up.
Nice.
There you go. Right, have you got anything else to talk about, Ben, before we move on to the Play My Game bitch for this week?
Just that game.
Well, let's do that then, shall we?
What is the Play My Game bitch, Stu?
The Play My Game bitch this week is Atlas Fallen, Reign of Sand.
Atlas Fallen.
Reign of Sand. Yeah, I'm gonna start this off. I think this game was pretty good.
Are you serious? You really like this?
I really like this.
Me too. I really liked it as well.
I liked it too.
I thought it was pretty bloody good.
It was pretty bloody good.
It was way better than, I'll be honest. I was just like, oh, it's going to be one of those run-of-the-mill, like, open world type games where shit happens and it's going to be bad acting and there's probably not going to be that great action.
Now, to be fair, when you start it up, she wakes up in the camp and she's like, oh, God, what happened? Where am I? And I'm like, not again. But that's short-lived, and it quickly becomes...
it is.
Yeah.
I know the male voice actor was from Final Fantasy.
Oh, really? That's cool.
I looked at because one of my friends played this about a year ago when it came out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going on this podcast," and I was telling him, "He's like, is this Reign of the Sun?" He says, "Oh, good luck. The tutorial's super long, blah 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 blah." And I went, "Oh, that's weird." Started playing it, didn't realize they've updated it because it's a year since it's been out.
Yeah,
so
this is the ultimate version.
Short, so the tutorial was super long, but now they shortened it down and they made it into like 10, 20 minutes.
See, that's what your friend gets for playing games when they come out. That's what nerds
that's
do,
exactly
man.
it.
Cool
That's
people
exactly
wait.
it. Because he was like, "Oh, good luck." You think that you play for ages until you start getting abilities and you start to sit there with your sword. I was like, I literally told him, I was like, "Dude, I don't know about it. I got the ability pretty early on."
Yeah, I know.
And then he logged on. He's like, "Oh, it was an update." I was like, "Hey, there you go."
Yeah. So you find this gauntlet, and it's this ghostly voice who guides you.
Yeah,
and
talks to you.
Yeah, you're one of the nameless, and there's this whole story about people in the desert. I have a hard time believing that a group of people wouldn't develop names, even though they're not supposed to have names. Like, people develop names. So
Bob.
Yeah,
Gerald.
exactly. Or smelly ass. Like his
Sharon.
ass is always smelly. Let's call him smelly ass. Like whatever. That's a very minor quibble, I suppose.
Come on, Tracy. We've got some monsters to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Pick up that sand or whatever.
I love how you do the I love the sword mechanics. Like, if you get into your combos, you know what it felt like to me? An evolution on the Arkham series. Like, you know how it used to be like combo based? This one, if you do it well, the weapon gets longer. I don't know if you noticed. And then it deals more damage. But then if they hit you, they deal more damage to you. So there's like a trade-off.
Totally. You got to be more careful. But they also level up your dodging, and you can jump and dodge. And I was very impressed by the fluidity of the movement.
Fluid. That's what I read. Fluid.
And there's that one part where you're running away from stuff, and you're just sliding down the sand. That was wicked. I was like, oh, this is wicked, man. Whoosh, whoosh.
Yeah. That's completely ripped off from Journey, by the way.
That's fine. I'm sure they ripped it off from someone else too.
But it is brilliant. I love the fluidity of the moving in the sand. It's just great. It's sliding really quickly everywhere.
Yeah. Different ability as well, so you can glide across up and down the sand.
Yeah, sometimes I just want to run. Like, I would be trying to get somewhere and it starts sliding. I'm like, no, stop sliding. I just want to sprint. But it's a pretty minor thing. There is a defense thing where you make sand skin, and it's like this armor for yourself, and it only lasts a second, so it's kind of cool because you got to time it right. But when you do, it's very satisfying because, of course, it stuns the enemy, and so it's like, it's a more, like, I played Diablo 4 for a while. I'm like, it reaches a point where, especially when you get a bunch of gear that gets you regenerating health, all you're doing is kind of holding the button down, and it's just like you're spinning in circles, just slaughtering everything. And I think this game does a better job of making you have to work a little bit at it. It's not too punishing. I didn't find it was a good balance between easy and tough.
Yeah, because I know there's different. You can play it co-op as well. Yeah. That's like because when I tell my friend, "Oh yeah, I'm playing this game," he's like, "Oh yeah, you could just literally jump in." Instant sync co-op mode. It's actually really good. Yeah. So if anyone wants to play with co-op people, I'd recommend it.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the best Play My Game bitches I've played in ages. I think it's really
I usually delete the game right after I get done playing enough of it to talk about, but I kept it on, and I might keep playing it. I'm not going to promise nothing because I said that about Shia, and I still haven't touched that again, but you never know.
This feels like it's got a lot of depth.
It
It
does.
does feel like there's
It
plenty
did
to
reach
be
a point where I was like, all right, having fun with it and like busting up the monsters and getting better abilities. And then it starts going like, okay, here's your essence stones. And then you can upgrade those stones in order to, I was just like, like they just kind of keep going with it at certain points. And I'm like, no, stop. Like you had me. And then
Yeah, but you know what, Duke? How much of that shit are you doing in like Once Human?
I know,
Seriously?
but that's the thing. Is like there comes a point when I'm like, I'm not even paying attention to what I'm doing. Like, and that's the thing is I get the sense in this game, as in Once Human, at a certain point you can just kind of ignore it, and I think it's fine. You know what I mean? It's there if you want to deal with it, but you don't necessarily have to. So I'll give
No,
you credit
I
for
liked it. I like the environments. I like the monsters. I like the combat. I like pretty much everything in the game.
I totally agree. I noticed as well, the monsters, it's not like, you've got a full health and you've got to destroy it. You've got to destroy certain parts,
Yeah.
and then like it makes weaknesses for other weaknesses, and that's how you
Right.
defeat them. I thought that was a cool mechanic because, like, Elden Ring, it used to be like sometimes you just spam it and pray and hope you just destroy it. This is very much Horizon, like Horizon, you have to get the hit.
Yeah,
point.
it's more
was like that.
strategic, isn't it?
Yeah,
more
I liked
strategic.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
liked everything.
Big
So,
from
Yeah.
me.
big thumbs up from me.
Yeah, 3 unanimity on this Atlas Fallen, people. It's on Xbox Game Pass. Go check it out. It's worth your time.
There you go. I didn't know whether Chidi would like this or not, but I think he probably would.
I think
I
he
think he
probably
would.
would. He likes a good action game. So
I think he'd
Yeah.
give it a
and there's
thumbs
not
up.
too
I
much
think it would have
faffing
been
about.
no. I think it would have been 4 thumbs up if Chidi was here. That's what
Yeah.
I'm predicting. That's what I'm
Probably.
predicting.
Fucking nice.
Right. Has anyone got any more games to talk about before we move on?
Nope.
For me.
Move on then. In that case, let's move on. We have got an email, so we'll do that
Oh.
first. I guess we'll do that first. Just to say, dude, you know what I think? I think that's something to do with your microphone suppression. It's like trying to cut out the background noises.
Yeah,
I think
maybe.
that's what it's
I
doing.
mean,
with
to
your
be honest, I've
soundbite.
got like so many different ways the mic and the audio are like
Yeah.
looped in through different software. Like if it's working at all, I'm just fine with it, and it'll go back to normal
because a lot of
next week.
time it's worse when it's music, so we can hear the talking or whatever, but no music at all. It's
I
so
don't
like
know what
it's
to tell you, man.
suppressed
It
in
is
the
what it
music.
is, and I ain't changing.
But it's
nothing now,
fine.
so.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm just
All right,
saying.
email.
That's all it is. First email this evening is from your best friend at the moment,
Jason
Jason.
Yeah.
And he says today is gonna be the day. It's
Okay.
gonna be the day, people.
What's the day?
That are gonna throw it back to you. I see what he's doing there. He's doing some Oasis lyrics.
Oh,
That's
mm.
pretty impressive.
I don't know. about
Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to
And you
you.
stop shit. We're gonna get copy strike for being too good.
this.
I know, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah. I bet they
We
call
threw a
Oasis.
music festival for you fuckers. That's the only song
We're
I like
actually
from Oasis.
singing. We're singing on the podcast just now. First off, veterans, I apologize for disrupting your train of thought. I'd like to redeem myself by allowing a peek into the mystery.
Ooh.
I'm scared. Halloween is closer now, but it actually doesn't come until November 5th this year. What? When? What?
That's long.
Yeah, I don't know what
What
he's
the-
talking about.
No,
As so often is the case, we have no idea what you're talking about, Jason.
31st of
But he's in
October.
the chat,
and
so
in the-
maybe he's going to let us know there.
And in this country, November 5th is obviously bonfire night. So
That's
when
right.
we burn Guy Fawkes.
Guy
That's what
Fox,
we do.
baby.
So what I've been doing is playing a scary game to prepare. Chinny,
Okay.
you would appreciate this one. The controls are the best I've ever experienced.
Dave's not
The
here,
best
man.
part is the training for new dads is on point. Who would have thought that this gem of a game would teach you the basics of caring for a baby as well as how to lose your kid at the mall?
Is this Heavy
Duke, I
Rain?
hate I
No
hate to disagree with
way.
you, but Heavy Rain is growing on
Oh
me.
my god! You know what's
Oh.
funny about that? There was a Reddit thread recently that was talking about what's a game you loved back in the day, but now you realize it was kind of shit. One of the top answers was Heavy Rain, and it was like, oh god, someone said like David Cage, Jesus, and I was like, oh my god. Usually Reddit's like losing its shit over how much they love Heavy Rain, but all the comments were like, yeah, I went back and played it again recently. The nostalgia was doing some heavy lifting. I'm like, hallelujah, people finally get it.
It took 15 years, but they got there, baby.
the music, the
No.
mystery,
No.
the half-baked story,
Yes. Okay. Good. Now you're
The-
talking sense, Jason.
the gratuitous ogling scenes.
I don't remember
The
those, but I'll
woman-
take your word for it.
Yeah, there's a shower scene, isn't there, where she's
Mm.
having a shower?
Oh,
No, I do
yeah.
remember that now. That's right. Oh God. And it's like stalker, like people trying to kidnap her while she's taking a shower. It's like, ooh,
Yeah.
tits. All right. Come on.
The woman hanging out in a stranger's motel room. The fucking
vaguely remember
balloons
that.
leaving a baby with a suicidal mother. The controls. The jerking the controller rapidly to crawl over glass to save your son. Only
Yeah,
to
'cause
jerk
you
the
gotta do what
controller
you gotta
so
do, man.
hard.
Yeah.
So hard that I physically knocked myself unconscious.
Yeah.
What a treasure this piece of shit is.
Well, you got
It
one
needs-
phrase right there.
It needs its own diaper because it's absolute dog shit on both of my shoes. Yet I keep stepping into its wonder. I keep fighting through because that's what I do. Smells horrible the whole time. By the way, Harold Halibut is such a shit game.
Yes.
I gave it more chances than 90% of other gamers. There were true moments of splendor, but what the fuck? Back and forth, over and over through those pipes of the dev's toilet.
Yes.
I don't know which is worse. Me paying my plumber almost 5k yesterday or playing Harold Halibut. I hired a plumber because of foundation repair, not because I have oversized duties.
yeah.
You got standard referencing.
Better news.
Gotta mention
better
poop.
news. Better news. There's a game with a very interesting story releasing soon. It's called Metaphor. It's a political story about anxiety, racism, and other topics. I won't discuss it here because Duke would have an aneurysm. From one of the Persona devs, it breaks the fourth wall. I appreciate that. It's very pretty. Stew pop, but Persona gameplay. Oh, I don't know. See, I do like Persona games, but God, they're an investment. Do you know what I mean? You've got to invest about 100 hours just to finish one of those games.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No,
Yeah, really.
I've played some of the, I have played them for about 40, 50 hours. And then I've just tapped out because I'm just like, oh, I can't do one more dungeon. I'm done. I've played enough of this game. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'll see what it looks like when it comes out. I'm not promising anything though, because boy, oh boy, I haven't got that sort of time anymore. Finally, no, I never played Imposter Factory because it released around the same time I divorced. But To the Moon, Finding Paradise, and Imposter Factory are essential before you play just a To the Moon series beach episode on September 20th on PC, then later on Mac. Switch has To the Moon, but it comes to Xbox and Sony on the 20th, and upcoming RPG soon as well. I didn't know about this. To the Moon is an amazing game. Duke and I both
Yeah.
agree on that.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. So they're doing a Switch release. I'm not entirely
Okay.
sure what all this is. I've never heard of Imposter Factory.
Mhm.
I did play most of Finding Paradise, but again, I just didn't find it as engaging as To the Moon for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Don't know why. Duke, Heavy Rain replay. It will solve the election nightmare.
No.
Your candidate's assured to win if only you play it.
No.
Please stream the crawling on the glass scene. Jason, or you can call me Howdy Doody. I don't mind.
What?
I'm a puppet for these shitty devs. This dummy simulation is game of the year for somebody, just not me. So there you go.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, you talk about Heavy Rain made
Yeah.
me want to play Heavy Rain because how much you hate it. I have to experience this. Like
Yeah,
the
well.
passion in your voice.
Means
But-
something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Yeah. It's all good.
Okay.
Not much
You
to
didn't
say
yell
about it.
this week. This is
I didn't
not normal, Jason.
because
Jason,
he
come on,
and
rise
I
up a bit
reached a
more.
date. We've reached a detente. We're gonna just leave some
Okay.
things alone. I'm curious to
Yeah.
know about this metaphor game that he mentioned, but I'm not gonna look it up right now. Maybe I'll look it up later.
Okay.
Okay.
A silent gamer has sent us another quiz.
Oh
for
snap! It's time for the quiz. Where is it?
It is time for the quiz.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
You go. Click on me. Can I just say, I don't know whether Pilch listens anymore, but Gary Oldman in Slow Horses reminds me so much of Pilch. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I will just leave it there for anyone who knows him.
Okay.
Okay, we have got, and I'm hoping, although we might get some of these just by guessing.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping Ben's going to help us out here because it's a Hitman themed quiz.
Oh boy. We want to say this for Chinny. He's a Hitman man.
Yeah, he would be the ultimate expert.
Boy, oh boy. I have played a little bit of Hitman, so I've got some knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But I've not got a lot of depth in that knowledge. So let's just wing this. Have you played Hitman, Ben?
Vaguely, but not to the extent. Chinny is like the expert. He knows everything about it. All I know is he's called Agent 47. Question 1.
Yeah.
Bang.
Boom. Let's hope that's the first question and see if we
Sweet.
get there. So, are you ready? Here we go.
There we go.
As it happens, I know the answer to the first question, so we're off to a good start. I'm reckoning.
Well, Ben already just gave it to us.
Question 1. Which of these is a weapon in Hitman? Is it A, a hidden blade? Is it B, the needler? Is it C, the holy hand grenade? Or is it D, fiber wire?
I think it's probably fiber wire. What's the first of the hidden blade? That's Assassin's Creed. The needler.
Creed?
I feel like that's
Halo.
Is it Halo? That's right.
Halo.
Yeah, of course.
It's Halo.
And the holy hand grenade is Monty Python.
Yeah.
So it's got to be.
I was
No.
in it. Used
No.
to sit around.
The holy hand grenade is Worms Armageddon, so that's where that actually comes from game wise.
Well, okay, but
That's what
they got it from Monty Python.
Yeah, they did, but it's in Worms Armageddon. It is the fiber wire, so that's pretty good. I think we've got at least one.
Deadly.
We've got at least
Yeah.
one. And we are completely correct. A, Hidden Blade is Assassin's Creed, Needler is Halo, Holy Hand Grenade is the Worm series, and of course Fiber Wire was from Hitman. So well done us. Well done us. I think we should give ourselves a little round of applause there for being so good at this quiz already.
Yeah.
Question number two. Which of these characters is the handler in Hitman? Is it A, Lucy Stillman? Is it B, Anya Stroud? Is it C, Diana Burnwood? Or is it D, Anna Grimm's daughter?
Well, I've never played these games, so I know that Anya Stroud isn't it because I recognize that name. I don't remember where she is from, but it ain't this.
I've
sounds familiar.
I have a feeling it's Diana Burnwood.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But I don't.
Is that James Bond though? Is she called? I can't remember.
I don't know.
No, they all got letters. That's J and F and W.
Anna Grimm's daughter. I have not a clue where that's from.
Yeah, I don't
what
know
game
any
is
of these
that?
are from. Other than I know Anna Stroud is. I don't know.
I'm trying to think what Anya Stroud is
I
from.
feel like
I
she might be
recognise
from
that as
Assassin's
well.
Creed somewhere.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Maybe in the
Lucy
Zburgo
Stillman.
offices or something.
So are we going to go see Diana Burnwood? Are we going for that?
That's what I was thinking.
Sure, let's
Let's
give it
go.
a try. And if it's
Are you
wrong,
ready?
Ben is
We
public enemy number
are-
1 and we hate him.
Correct.
Oh,
Oh.
we love you, Ben.
We
Good
are
job.
correct.
Thank you.
You're wrong, dude. Lucy Stillman was from the Assassin's Creed
Oh, okay.
series.
Fair enough. Anna
Anya
Stroud
Stroud, Gears of War,
Oh.
and Anna Grimm's daughter, was from Splinter Cell series.
Yeah, okay.
So there you go.
Ah.
I think we did pretty well. We got 2 out of 2
Yeah,
people.
I'm impressed.
2 out of 2. Here we go.
Chinny who?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
See what we're
Suck an
having.
egg, Chinny.
Which of these agents is a recurring character in Hitman? Is it A, Sam Fisher? Well, we know that's not true.
Isn't
So
that
that's pretty
Splinter
good.
Cell?
That's Splinter Cell.
Hey,
B, Jason Hudson.
Jason.
Is it C, Andrew Milton?
Mm.
Or is it D, Carlton Smith?
Yeah, I feel like Carlton Smith's from somewhere else. I recognize
I
that name
do.
too, and I don't think.
I do. I feel like it's either. I feel like Jason Hudson rings a bell for me with Hitman, but I could be wrong.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, I feel like Jason Hudson is a bell ringer here. Andrew Milton, I feel like I've heard that before, but I'm not entirely sure. I think the only one Chinny was here. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's
that's right.
pretty good on these.
He's
games.
listening,
He's
going,
got-
you bastards! How did you
I
not know
bloody
this?"
know you idiots.
Yeah,
But at least we got. I think we definitely got the Splinter Cell one.
yeah, that's as good as getting the right
Milton.
answer. Let's go, Jason Hudson.
Yeah, let's go Jason Hudson.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are we
Yeah.
correct? Have we guessed this correct? We've not.
Oh, jeez.
We were correct with obviously Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell series. Jason Hudson is from Call of Duty Black Ops.
Oh, well, there you go.
Call of Duty Black Ops.
Hey.
Andrew Milton is Red Dead Redemption 2. You see, Chini would have definitely got that. We could have narrowed it down some.
Okay.
And the actual answer was Carlton Smith.
Oh, okay.
Carlton Smith is from
There you
Hitman.
go.
So,
Oh, well. To each life a little rain must fall.
I know. Question 4 of
Yeah.
5. Which of these is a target in Hitman? Which of these is a target? Is it A, Joseph Seed? Is it B, Richard Delahunt? Is it C, Charles Lee? Or is it E, Emily Dufresne?
Emily
Who's that?
Dufresne
I know
again.
that.
I recognize that name.
So,
I don't think
yeah, I
it's her.
recognize that name.
Or Emile? Is it Emile Dufresne?
No, I think you said it right first time. No,
Yeah.
I recognise that name. I don't think it's that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Charles Lee sounds a bit like, again, a Red Dead Redemption, like Western type name.
Maybe.
But could be wrong. Could be wrong. I don't really recognize any of these names at all. Richard
Yeah, me
Delahunt seems to
Terrible
be.
hitman in these quizzes. We're shooting
Yeah, I know,
everyone.
right?
Yeah, you could shoot some of these just as random characters.
Yeah.
I feel like. What do you guys think? I feel like Richard Delahunt could
Yeah,
be.
let's go with that one.
Yeah, he seems like he's on an estate and like he's done some shady stuff.
Yeah,
you got to
it
take
does.
him out because
I like that.
some bomb plans.
I like that. I like the reasoning there. Let's go Richard Delahunt because he sounds dodgy.
Okay.
I'm rich. Rich and
Yeah.
dodgy. That's how he sounds. Here we
Yeah.
go. Is
Nice
it?
guy.
Is it? Is it? Is it? It is.
Oh,
Yay!
Yeah, Joseph Seed. Duke, you should have got this.
Okay.
Joseph Seed is from Far Cry 5.
Oh, yeah, he's the cult leader, isn't he?
Yeah, Far Cry
Yeah.
5.
Oh, well.
Richard Delahunt is Hitman Blood Money, the Opera House level where you swap the fake pistol with the real one and have an NPC kill Alvaro Delavard for you.
Okay.
Your other target in this level. Then as Richard runs to the stage, you kill him with the chandelier to ensure they were both accidents and gain your silent assassin rating. I absolutely love that mission. So there you go.
Okay.
that sounds like a fun mission to be fair.
It does sound like a fun mission. C. Charles Lee was Assassin's Creed 3.
Okay.
Assassin's Creed 3. And Emile Dufresne, so however that's pronounced, is Splinter Cell Double Agent. I've played Conviction. I never played Double Agent, so that's
Yeah, me
probably why I didn't recognize it.
I
Okay.
recognize that name, but I never played it. I don't know
Yeah.
why I know
Maybe
that
they
name.
mentioned it in a later game or something.
Question 5 of 5. Which of these real-world rivers appears in Hitman?
Okay.
Okay. Is it A, the Mekong River? Is it B, the Chattahoochee River? Is it C, the Mississippi? Or is it D, the Tiber? The Tiber River.
I'm going to guess the
Now-
Tiber River because in that in Europe, I feel like the game doesn't really take place in the U.S., which is where the Mississippi is, and I don't know where the Chattahoochee
See,
River
I was
is.
thinking the Mekong or the Mekong
Yeah,
because
Mekong,
there's
maybe.
levels set in Asia somewhere. You know what I mean? I feel like, I feel like the two American ones
It's
are out.
gonna
I
be-
think,
yeah, it's going to be Mekong or Tiber.
I feel like Mississippi or Chattahoochee will be in one of the Red Dead games,
Yeah, I
but I
can see
don't know which
that.
one.
Yeah.
I don't know, Mekong or Tiber. What do you be the decider, Ben? What do you think?
Mekong. Let's go there.
Let's go
You're going
Mekong.
Mekong. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's
Five
the
bullet.
feud. Show
A
me
shot.
Mekong.
Here we go. Oh, we were all wrong.
Oh,
Really?
jeez.
We were bloody all wrong.
Wow.
It was actually C, the Mississippi.
Really?
Really?
It was
Huh.
a bloody Mississippi.
How about
Ah.
that?
So the Mekong River was in Call of Duty Black Ops, and it's Mason, Woods, and Bowman get on a patrol boat with a SOG unit, go down river and attempt to find a crashed Soviet cargo plane containing Nova 6.
Huh.
The Chattahoochee River was Call of
Okay.
Juarez, Bound in Blood. I did say that sounded like a
Well,
Western game,
there you
so it's
go.
close. And it was the location of a battle in August 1864 in Georgia. Mississippi River was also from Hitman Blood Money, and Agent 47 goes to the state of Mississippi. A local Southern gang operates in the area, traveling on the Mississippi River on board their base of operations, a paddle steamer. And the Tiber River was Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which I love. We should have got that.
Okay.
It's a river runs through the Italian city of Rome, and Tiber Island is the island located on the Tiber River in central Rome. And this island served as a headquarters for the Assassin Order in Rome and the base of operations for Ezio.
There you go.
War against the Borgia. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. All the best. Cheers. I think we did pretty well.
Thanks, Alan.
Yeah,
We got 3 out of 5. So I think
shabby.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I think we would have got more had Chinny been here, because I'll be honest, Ben, he was a bit shit.
Yeah.
It's all right.
True.
He started off saying he didn't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, I guess, but you know.
We take it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Ask me about League of Legends. I got this.
Yeah,
Anything
I know,
else?
right? Give us a League of Legends quiz.
Like
He's all
Rocket
over
League.
it.
Yeah, Jude. They asked you about Rocket League or what different skins are, though. You'd be right on it.
Which character whose name starts with new? Oh, shit.
I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So thank you very much, Silent Gamer, for making the effort again. We do love the quizzes, even if we're a bit crap at them. We love them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we do. I always love listening to them at work. I go, and I always make my guesses.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure
it's a bit more pressure when you're live on the podcast, though, because everyone's listening going, oh, what a thicko.
Yeah. I'm sure Chidi was like, oh, you dick. I do all the answers.
Under pressure.
Okay, we have got a speak pipe, which I have sent to Duke. I'm hoping this plays all right, because literally it won't be too clever if we can't hear it. But let's go for this. Let's see what happens.
This is from Saint Diesel, GOTY goodness. Oh, yeah. And that's it.
Right. That's it. We heard that perfectly, by the way.
Okay,
I think it is
good.
music that's a problem.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, then that was fun.
Yeah, so a game that's like, it sets the standard, right? Like, I think Stardew Valley is that game for me. Like any other farming sim, any other like community get to know people game, I feel like they have to get to where Stardew Valley was, because it was such a labor of love and it was so well made that the other games just don't really do it as well. That's my answer.
That's interesting, because like Animal Crossing did it first, but I agree.
Yeah,
Stardew Valley.
I never played Animal Crossing. I can't say. Yeah.
No. I do think when I played both, like Animal Crossing, it just takes up so long. Whereas like you had to literally wait day by day to play it. Whereas Stardew Valley, when I played it, I was like, wow, this is just like an upgraded version of Animal Crossing. Sure. And there's so much more to it. Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty good. For me, there's a few games that do this for me, and I guess the oldest of these is Monkey Island, the original Monkey Island. Yeah, and I think that for me was one of the finest, point and click adventure games. I think that's for me, and there's been a lot of point and click adventure games since that came out.
Yep.
But that for me is the one that set the bar really high from not only a puzzle point of view, because the puzzles were amazing, but also from a writing and comedy point of view, because he was just funny.
Yeah.
I mean, I just remember laughing a lot playing that game. You know, there was me, my mates, my brother, and all his mates all sat on his bed in his bedroom with the Commodore Amiga, swapping frigging discs every 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just playing the game, you know, and trying to figure out how to finish it. You know what I mean? And it's one of the few games that, like, back in that time scale, that we actually finished. Do you know what I mean? That we actually got to the end of. Because unlike now, there was no internet, there was no walkthroughs, there was no like hints. You had to figure that shit out. You know, you had to figure it out amongst yourselves. There was nothing to show you how
who'd
to
show
do
up
it.
and know how to, you know.
Yeah, or somebody who knew. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So we're all sat on this bed, all trying to, you know, putting all our heads together, trying to figure out what we had to do next. And I think, it was the first kind of couch co-op game that I played, because it kind of was that sort of, we were all sat together and we were all playing it at the same time, even though there was only one person controlling the character on the screen. We were all kind of doing it. The other game that I think I hold in as high a regard as that has got to be the original Portal.
Yeah.
When that very first came out in the orange box, that set a whole new standard for puzzle games.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Know, it was pretty much perfect. Everything about that game is perfect. Even up until the twist at the end, you know what I mean, which you don't see coming.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a really short experience. But again, brilliantly written, brilliant story, brilliant gameplay, and set the bar so high. There's been a lot of pretenders to Portal since that game came out, and none of them have been as good, apart from Portal 2, of course, which surpassed the original game. But I picked the original because that was the one that set it going, you know what I mean?
Totally. Ben?
Yeah.
So
for me, it was the Rayman games. I don't know if you ever played them.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer, if you ever played like split screen with all your mates, there used to be like battle modes that was absolutely amazing. And PlayStation 2, everybody seemed to, except Time Splitters. Time Splitters was the one that evolved Rayman. Like they definitely took aspects of the multiplayer of it. But Rayman was such a unique one because it used to have racing ones as well, where like you try and do laps around, and all of our friends used to play it, and we were saying, what's so good about it? Because it had a good single player game, but that multiplayer was so unique at the time that lots of games I remember we used to buy them and go, oh, it's just a rip off of Rayman, but they do not do it as well. And that was like an old school one. But and I do think as well, when Minecraft did come out, that was just like a mind blowing experience. Of it just on like I remember everyone's on PCs just on it, and that was the game. Whenever you say, "Oh, it's open world," you've got all these ones you can build these crafting stuff. Even the original, I know it was very basic, but it was so pure and totally. And it was so the graphics weren't intense. I think everything we've noticed is the graphics weren't incredible. It's all about the gameplay.
It's about the gameplay, exactly. And doing a good job with what you have, like you know. Monkey Island did a lot with the basics of and the same with Karateka, you know, like back in the day, like Jordan Mechner pushed the system to its limits. And, you know, that's what I think the master of an art does, is they don't try to make it something it's not. They do, you know, you're going to sculpt something out of marble, you work the hell out of that marble. And I think that's what, you know, they did with Minecraft. That's what they did with Portal. That's what they did with Stardew Valley.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think they were the templates for a lot of games that came after them, but that never quite got.
There's going to be a lot of imitators, but nobody can do the same thing as the OG.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what it is. And I think they were unique in their own right. You know, each one did something fairly unique. I know that Stardew Valley was a little bit like Animal Crossing, but it did a lot of other stuff.
Right. All art is derivative of other art. You know, there was a game that had portals before Portal, but you take it to the next level and you do it really well. And that's what makes a mark on history.
Well, the original Prey, do you remember the original Prey? That had portals in it.
That's cool.
Did it?
Yeah, the original Prey had portals, and it had this spirit walk thing as well, where you could leave your body and go and look what was ahead of you in the level, so you knew what to
Yeah, I
do.
remember reading that in Gaming Tech back in the day.
Yeah,
That was their selling factor on it.
yeah. Prey was a great game. I loved the original Prey. It was amazing back in the day. But yeah, yeah. So I'm assuming Prey came before Portal, so I reckon that was a thing. But
Yeah,
it did have
interested by Valve's new game they're hinting at, where they're bringing it all out. It looks like a arena co-op shoot, like arena shooter.
Yeah, I wish they'd just go back to something single player story driven. You know what I mean? I want to
make money. That's due. Don't make money.
I know,
They
but
made
you
some money
see,
off
but,
of Alex.
yeah, but Gabe Newell's all like, "Oh, we're not about the money. We're about providing quality gaming experiences
Well,
and shit
I
like
wouldn't
that."
know because you haven't made a game in 7 years.
Yeah, well, they
You
have.
bitch asses. No,
And that's
it's
why he's never
hyperbole.
coming
I'm
on the veteran
exaggerating.
gamers.
Yeah, exactly.
They
Well, one of
made-
many
let's
reasons.
not-
Especially if it'd be too harsh.
Yeah.
Let's not forget they did make Half-Life Alex.
Well, that's what I was
which-
saying.
That's true.
Like, Alex,
That's true.
you know, they made some money off that.
Which is amazing, by the way. And there is rumors that there's a second Half-Life VR game coming.
Oh my god.
They are making another Half-Life VR game.
I
And
can't
there's,
wait. Sorry.
I was going to say, and there are rumors that there's going to be a Half-Life 3 again. They're swirling around, but I'm sure that's never happening.
I can't wait to see the jump because I don't know this
But we will when I
generation.
see
I may be just being old, but like GTA 5 to GTA 6 to see the jump of what you can do.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like this generation has been nowhere near as good as like the last few. Like the PlayStation 3 for me was like, and the Xbox 360 was such a massive leap. And like the things they got out of that GTA 5, like that ran on the PS3 back in the day. So
Yeah,
imagine
yeah.
what this thing is gonna.
Yeah.
I'm getting my inner chinny in.
Gonna blow your mind, Ben.
Yeah.
Gonna blow your mind. But yeah, Valve are known for that though. That's kind of their shtick. Like Gabe doesn't like releasing a game unless it's something to do with a new technology or pushing the boundaries of what's possible. You know what I mean?
I like that.
So we'll see what happens. I'll believe a lot of this shit when I see it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Other than that, it's
that's
just smoke
right.
and mirrors, and it's just rumors
Yeah.
and speculation.
I'd
Yeah.
rather a rich dude make video games than try and change the world in the worst ways possible.
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. Stick it on a box, man.
Yeah.
Stick it on a box. Right, okie dokie. That's kind of about it. So, shall we do some shout outs and get the hell out of here? Shout out. So, Ben, the guest goes first, I guess.
I'll be cheesy. Thank you two for having me on. I hope Chinny's having a nice time in Wales. Is it? He's gone to.
Yeah, he's gone to Wales.
Yeah,
Yup.
he's having a
Sent
nice
beautiful
time.
picture of him and
First,
the kid.
yeah, first holiday, but that's scary at the same time. But I'm sure
Yeah,
they're
it'll
enjoying
probably
it.
be fine.
And I hope you have a nice time back at school, Duke. Mr.
Yeah.
Student, it's all right.
Yeah.
You, I bet you're just glad to be not where you were.
Yeah, I am.
That's right.
Bacon
Make some
at bacon at 7, all right. Bacon at 7.
Yeah.
I can sleep in my own bed tonight and not get shouted at by old people.
Yeah. And I'll give a shout out to my mum and dad because they finally gone on holiday. They got retired and they just
Aw.
refused to like actually go and have fun and do
Wow.
things.
Okay.
I like to sit down with them and like, look, just go on adventures and do stuff.
Yeah,
So they
really?
decided to go camping for 3 weeks in
Okay.
Cornwall. And I just
Oh
said,
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard about these camping trips. They put like keys in a bowl in the middle and shit. Is that right?
Everything's like jumping right to sex orgies. What the fuck?
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
it's
I
what I've
heard something one time.
Hey,
I've
I'm
heard
not
about
against
it. I
anybody
said
goes
go
camping.
enjoy-
I'm just talking about
Yeah, I
orgies.
said
I've
go
heard
enjoy
about
your
these
retirement.
these
If they enjoy the
middle-aged
retirement,
campers.
You and Carl
They enjoy the
Pilkington, they
retirement
offered
that
us
way,
a
they
sausage,
do.
and that's a code.
if they enjoy the retirement, that's what they want to
Yeah,
do.
really.
Hey,
Who are you
you're
to judge
for
how
it.
they retire?
Exactly. I've heard about these retired campers. I'll tell you.
Big shout out to
Anyway.
mum and dad. Go and enjoy the retirements. Do what
Yeah.
they got to do.
Good on them. So are they camping properly in a tent and everything, or have they got?
10, but they got electric hookups. It's like glamping.
There you
Have they
go.
got one of these tents that you stick on the top of your car things?
No. It's a tent,
car.
but it's a fancy dancy tent. So
Right.
it's got
Is it
a
a-
fridge and a freezer and all that. So it's like it proper.
That's not a tent.
Yeah, I know. It's proper clap. That's what they said they're going to do 3 weeks. Went 3 weeks in a tent, and then when I saw it all, I was like, oh.
Oh yeah, they
Tent.
didn't take it with them then. It's already up when they get there, is it?
No, they took it with them, but like,
Well,
when I
where the
saw
hell
it-
did they put a fridge freezer and stuff?
yeah, he's got a trailer, so then he's just stuck. Literally, he was like, "Oh, can you help me with the trailer?" I went, "Yeah, of course. What you bringing?" And when I said it, I was like, "Wait, there's a fridge, there's a freezer, there's a microwave, there's an oven." And he's like, "Yeah, there's oven, so you can cook chicken in it."
So
and
is
it's
it like
cooked."
they're moving out? I mean,
And I'm
what
just
is
like,
going
"Wow,
on?
this is like." I said to Dan, I was like, "Dude, this is glamping like extreme."
Yeah, it
And then he
is.
went to me, "Ben, you told me you want me to enjoy my retirement. I'm gonna enjoy it."
Yeah,
I went,
now you're
"Yeah,
telling me not to
good on
enjoy
ya,
it? Fuck
good on
off."
ya, yeah.
So have they
You
just,
want to cook a chicken in a tent? Cook a
Yeah,
chicken
there
in a
you go.
tent.
have they just been out and bought all this shit then, have they? They're just like,
Oh,
right, let's go
think
shopping
it's-
for tents.
Yeah, I think it's like a big experience of like, right. Because their logic is instead of getting a caravan, we could just travel all around England and like do this.
Yeah,
So makes sense.
there you
But,
go.
Yeah. No,
Why
good
not?
on them. Good on them.
Yeah,
Good
good
on
on 'em.
'em.
Anyway,
Good on 'em.
what about you guys?
Yeah.
Let's go with Duke. What shout-outs do you got?
Yeah, shout out to Jason for always being interesting and weird. Shout out to Amar. We've been chatting about this and that. Shout out to Tainted Brain because he's my buddy on Duolingo. It'll say like, send Tainted Brain a high five. And I'm like, yes, I will do that. Shout out to Chinny and Ben for filling in and Stu for hosting the show. And shout out to the Duchess because, we had a very nice Italian dinner last night out at a restaurant. So I'm just babbling now. Stu, what do you got?
That's fine. I'm also going to shout out Ben for coming to the rescue of hosting the show while Chinny is away on his lovely holidays.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you.
And obviously, Duke, I'll shout out you for stressing and getting on with everything
I'm
tonight. and
surprised it
working all
worked
that
out okay.
shit.
I was really worried if something
Yeah.
was going to happen wrong, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think it's been fairly cool, apart from my
Yeah.
headphones going off yet again in the middle of the show. But other than that,
whatever.
it's been fine. It's been
Yeah.
fine.
Veteran gamers, baby.
Exactly. And
It's not
also
a
shout
VG
out,
show if we don't have some technical problem.
shout out to Chinny taking his lovely baby away, lovely Rosa,
Yeah,
and Tara. Of course, I'm assuming Tara went too. I don't think he went on his own, as far as I
probably.
know. Rosa, to have some fun in Wales, because Wales is a nice place. It's a nice
Yeah.
place, you know what I mean? And the weather looks like it's been good, so I hope he's had a really good time. There you go. And
There you
that's me
go.
done. And that's it. I think we're done.
I think we're done. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Now, I've got to say, that is weird listening to that song in a cappella.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not quite the same without the music.
It's weird that you're not hearing the music. That's just bizarre.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the noise cancelling on the Meets or whatever it is on Google Meets.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because we had this, if you remember, we had this issue with Zoom at one point, didn't we? Where it was cancelling out the sound off.
I
Some
thought
of
that
your
was
sound bites.
Discord.
Might have been Discord.
Might
It
have
was
been
something
Discord,
like
I
that,
don't
but
know,
I
yeah.
think Meets. I think Meets.
Yeah,
does
it
the
probably
same
has it
thing.
on by default, and then I just need to
Yeah,
futz with the settings.
Still slaps though. What a song.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
All
love
right,
it.
I'm gonna stop recording.
yeah. Do you know where that song's from, Ben?
No, I don't.
I'm gonna stop
song-
streaming.
Yeah, go on then. Give me the lore. I'm interested. I always love
That-
veteran gamers lore. Nobody
That-
ever speak to.
That is the only thing that has survived from the 035s days, because that was the outro right
Wow.
from the very first show that we ever did as the 035s.
Ah.
And it originates from a very old 1970s TV show. Well, it was 70s, 80s, like late 70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And it used to be on in the summer holidays when I was a kid, and it used to be called Why Don't You? And it used to come from all different places in the UK. So they do a show from Glasgow, they do a show from like like Dublin, or they do one from Belfast,
Yeah.
or they do one from like somewhere in Wales, and they were always in like or Birmingham and basically it was like it was a weird program, right? Because obviously the theme tune is turn off the television set and go do something less boring instead, right?
Yeah.
But the TV show would show you what to do. You know, it's like, what do you do in your summer holidays? And it were these kids presenting it, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you know what you got to go and do? You got to make yourself a tea chest banjo, or whatever, right? Or a tea chest bass. And what you need to do is get yourself a tea chest, and then you need to get a broom and a piece of string, and then you tie it here, and you put your broom through the top." And then you pull it taut, and then you can play it like a bass. And that's what they used to show you how to make. They used to show you how to make loads of weird, stupid shit.
Back in the day, though, you couldn't even go back and pause it. You just like, well, I'm at
exactly right. Wait, I gotta get my tea chest.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Because I had that with Art Attack back in the day. They used to do Art Attack.
Yeah.
This is all the stuff you can paint. Now, let's do it, shall we? I'm like, dude, I have got no acrylic oil, purple acrylic oil right now. I have not got 1,000 mushed all up ready to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good facts. That. Oh, but thank you for telling me. That's
I tell you what, kids these days, they don't know. They don't know anything, do they?
Well, I mean, they have a lot of entertainment options, whereas back then we didn't have quite so many.
Yeah, you're not watching a guy try to do a banjo string. I'm not watching a guy pick up a newspaper with acrylic oil.
This is what you used to have to do, right? When Blue Peter, right, back in the day, had somebody on like Tracy Island, for instance. You remember Tracy Island from Thunderbirds?
Yeah,
every kid wanted to make Tracy Island off Blue Peter.
Yeah.
What you had to do was send in a self-addressed envelope, right, with your address and a stamp on, inside another envelope to them, and they would send you out the instructions on how to do it. That's how you got that stuff, man. If you didn't because obviously, like you said, you couldn't pause it.
No.
So you used to have to sit there with a pad and note paper.
Yeah, and try and write it all down as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, so you had to sit there and either try and write it all down live as the show was going out, or you'd have to send off a self-addressed envelope for them to send you the instructions on how to do it.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. And they used to use sticky back plastic like it was going out of fashion, right? Oh, you need some sticky back plastic. That stuff was really expensive, right? And I used to go to my mum, can you have some sticky back plastic? She's like, no, you can't, right? I used to go to school with my books.
Go play in the dirt.
No, you know, you had to protect your exercise books for school, right?
Yeah.
And the posh kids had sticky back plastic. I used to have wood chip wallpaper on mine.
Oh.
I'm telling you
yes,
now.
splinters.
Wood chip wallpaper were on my books, right? And I used to walk into class. It was so embarrassing. And they were like, what the fuck is that? You know, these kids had never seen wood chip. They had anaglipta. They didn't have no wood chip on the walls. You know what I mean? They had Artex ceilings.
You know what, though, Stu? It builds character. I always say that. One of my friends who are like young, and they're like, oh, we're getting bullied. I was like, look, I know it's bad, but it just builds you up. You do need that
You'll
little
be glad
bit
later on that you went through this trial by fire.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys, I got to bounce. I'm sorry. I hate to cut it off, but I think if I leave, the whole thing dies. So,
have a great week.
I don't know. Thanks again for filling in, Ben. Stu,
Thank you for inviting me. I feel honored.
Yeah, totally. Have a great week, everybody.
See you. Bye.
Bye. Stu, your mic's not working again. I don't know, but whatever.
That's all right.
All right. Peace out. I'm just going to leave. I don't know.